Good timing.
Yeah, my security team's supposed to pick me up though. I don't know where they are.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll meet you at the courthouse.
All right. Hey there.
Oh, hey!
Mm.
Hey, pal.
Oh, oh, that made it awkward. It was a little bit awkward.
I'm sorry, gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
You saw nothing.
Let me,
See if my
If my car would start, this is really awkward.
let me go. Let me go get my car, and then I'll go change.
okay. I'm probably gonna
Okay.
ride over. I got security.
Okay. Then I'll go. I guess I'll meet you at the courthouse.
Okay. I'll see you there. Oh,
Got her.
see you there, Michael.
See ya.
Okay, so we need to, we may have an issue. I may have to quickly go and sort out.
You want a PD?
Someone's not in the city. One of our drivers is not in the city. I'm just hoping he knows that he's got to be in the city right now.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Red's gonna meet you at the dealership. If not, I'm gonna have to get on a quick plane to the other city and kind of fucking tell him to get his ass over.
Oh, okay.
But he's gonna be with you here. Okay?
Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what his thing is. You know what his thing is? By
What's his name? Red?
oh no, do you? Is that what it? Nah, not Red. I know Red's in the city. He's just driving the car, but
Oh,
the other one.
I don't even know.
Yeah, me neither. Oh damn, that was you who texted me. I didn't even save his number yet. Shit. Okay, let me get Red to come here. I'm gonna have to jump into the other city quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Look, you're the one that wanted to roll up in a real
Who's this?
car, so we're getting a real car instead. Hey, what up, Big T? I'm off duty. I don't need to be professional.
I'm his babysitter.
You do me a favor and tweet Red and tell him to come to the dealership, please.
Sure.
Just so I don't have to take my eyes off. That's all. I'm hoping he gets in this city. Okay, here comes Red. I gotta go and make sure he's there. I'll be right back. Okay, Julie.
Okay.
Shoot, man. I don't know if he's gonna make it, man.
I know. I gotta go. I gotta go to the city. I gotta go on a quick plane. Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Things gonna be all right. I saw Mike. Took him to the garage so he could get a vehicle.
Okay.
He's, doing well. You know, he seems chipper, seems positive. You know, all is well.
That's good.
What do you say we go inside? Huh?
Yeah, that probably.
You want to? Or
I'm gonna
no?
make a cup of
No.
tea or something. I'll be calm my
Yeah,
nerves.
yeah, yeah.
You like a cup of tea?
Yes, please. I'd lo-
I got cream and sugar here. I don't know how you take it. I like a lot of sugar and a little bit of cream in my tea. There you go. You can eat it however you like.
Thank you very much.
Gonna have to see. I drink my tea from a bottle, okay?
Hell yeah.
I gotta drink it from a bottle. It doesn't let me drink it any other way. It's really weird.
Well, make you feel good
Yeah.
that way.
I don't want to be late to
Like
court.
it makes you feel pretty good.
Oh, we got 5
I
minutes.
don't want to be late for court either.
Might just have to go with the two of you.
Well, yeah. Pretty ballsy jumping on a train really quick.
Yeah.
Might be just me and you, Julie.
Yeah.
Fucked up before we go. Not T. It's a 40 of looks like St. Eyes. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Mickey's? I don't know. Housekeeping, clean that up. You have maids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hire all sorts of people to work here. Like, it rolled
And
off
they
out
won't
the way
mind.
into the corner. We'll just hide
Right.
it behind the chair. It'll be fine. They'll come
I'm gonna
through
draw
later.
mine right here if that's okay.
We got like
Oh,
4 minutes.
man.
What is he doing? He's
Crazy.
not
He's crazy.
even with a special train pass, you know. Take a minute.
Go pull up a vehicle. Case. Hey, Julie, we're gonna help him. When he gets off the train, we're gonna be ready for him so we can get his vehicle really quick and get you into his vehicle and go. There.
What happened?
Yeah, go ahead and jump in. We'll try to see if we can meet him at the train so we can hurry up and get his vehicle and get you guys in the safe vehicle.
Is that Lucas? Why is Lucas here?
Oh God! And then he gets
God,
run
I
over
hate
by
fucking
a local.
local.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. You guys want to take me
You
to the
need a ride?
garage?
Yeah. We don't have very much time.
Are you a
Rooting
witness?
Rooting for you, Julie.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You want me as a character witness?
I don't think I can actually call any extra witnesses.
I mean, I only saw the one thing that you guys were arguing about. That's about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the support,
But if
though.
you need me, there you got it.
There's Big T.
Man. Take me to the fucking. Take me to the, yeah. I just fucking, he was there. I had to fucking, you know, kind of attempt to get on the next plane, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
Careful,
is he
man. We
coming?
got someone behind us, by the way. I believe so. Don't hit the car. Okay. Oh, damn. He's at the dealership, man. What's this guy doing, man? He's gotta get my car. Okay. Julie, do me a favor. Go with Red, just to the dealership while I go and take this guy here.
In Remy's hands, I would say a petrol can is definitely considered a weapon. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get rid of it right at my dealership, blowing shit up.
Get in the car. In the car. We're gonna go get you my car, man.
Oh, they're gonna be mad that I'm late. It's gonna look bad.
Are we already late?
It's 7 o'clock right now.
At the car.
Do I need to stash my weapon somewhere?
Nah, just destroy it, man.
Don't
I'll
worry
get you a
about
new one.
You have a license for it?
Yeah.
Come here, man. Come here.
They'll take it from you. Yeah, go ahead and jump in that other car with Big T.
We go. Meet me at dealership. Red, meet me at
Roger.
dealership.
Why are we going to
Why are we
the
going to the
dealership?
dealership? We should go to the courthouse.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'll explain on the way.
We're
Oh, we
late
could do it
already.
here, actually. Yeah, we could do it here. Okay, Red, I want you in. Hold on. Wait till he gets here. Okay, Red, I want you in front. Jackson, you're behind. I'm in the middle. Okay? Make sure you keep a distance, okay? Let's go. Not too fast, Red. Who's he beeping the horn at?
Other
don't know.
people,
Oh, okay, other people.
damn locals, get the fuck out of the way. Come through.
Remember, we gotta clear the space. Not on the steps.
Into a walk. He was the valet shit around here, Frank. You
The
gotta do
valet
something about
sucks. Better get the
valet
raccoon
is
to
very
jail.
shitty. It's not
All
a
right,
very
come with
good
me.
valet. I'm not gonna lie. It's
I
not,
s-
that's not
okay,
Alright,
listen
real
here.
quick.
If you park
Real
if you
quick.
park
Come
the
with me.
car in front of the courthouse, I will 5K it. This is not a fucking
All right,
parking
Mr.
lot.
I got my car back there in a space. I'm a good boy.
Let's
Good
go.
job, Dad.
There's
Well,
You know
parking
everyone. There's a
elsewhere.
fucking car park over there. You blind cunt.
Okay, whoa. Everybody, if
Go
you
through.
can hear me, stop.
it
Stop talking. Morgan, shut up. All right. We aren't about to line up our cars out here. There's a parking lot a little bit down the road.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you can walk over here, and at that point, you will line up at either me, Daryl, or Frank. We're going to search you, pat you down. We're going to get your identification. Then you can continue on in there, okay? Till then,
I
we're all going to
believe-
wait, get our vehicles out the way,
All
okay?
right, you touched me.
Wonderful. All right.
Okay. Mr. Guy, you are good to go.
All right. Sir Lee.
You're No.
All right. Why
I'm
Fine,
identification?
give it back.
Sure, identification. It's in my pocket. There you go.
ID,
Thank
please,
you.
sir.
Wonderful. No weapons. All right. Dirt, go ahead.
All right.
Let's get checked out first. That way you can go on Miss Julie.
They're all-
Identification, yada yada.
Hey, man.
Hi,
You
Wyatt.
pick these up back after the end of the
Touchdown.
year.
Thank you, sir.
What's that?
Identification.
Yep.
Hi,
Here's
you
all
do.
that if you want to.
I'll make anyone
yeah.
a fucking
There you go.
lawyer nowadays, won't
There you
they,
go.
Susie?
Keep close.
Okay, you were good to go.
How we doing, Julie? Identification, yada yada.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, I'm gonna
Hey,
take those
let's
weapons off.
go! My
Put them
grandma
down here,
has a
Julie.
hat
You're good to
like
go.
that. Yeah, apparently.
All right, you can go.
Okay.
What side do
You
I
don't
sit
need-
on? What side's my
You
son
okay,
on?
Miss Julie?
The other
Change.
side.
Is he
Cross
the
over.
is he
Look who it
prosecutor or is he the defendant?
Look who it
I have
is.
no fucking idea.
He's gonna be on that side.
Defendant, I think. All right.
Oh, he's on
Hold
that
on.
side
Come on,
there.
give me a hug, bitch.
I
gotta
should have
make
guessed he was
sure I-
defendant. It is
Alright,
my
I'm
son.
betting you down.
Hi, Brad.
Oh, my head.
Sorry.
Criminal
My head,
lady.
lady. Oh, lady, my head. Oh, God. Oh, my neck.
Why do you bring drugs to a fucking
Nice to
courthouse?
meet you, too. Oh,
You fucking dumb curse.
the pain and stress.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm trying
I'm
not
taking.
to.
he's
You can
got-
pick up the combat pistol at
he's
the
got a
end of the
warrant.
court hearing.
He's got a warrant. Why? Why? Fucking criminal.
You
What?
might want to think
Fucking
about
criminal.
shared.
You're so comfortable.
Listen,
Criminal.
I'm taking.
But your knee is so comfortable. Get off my knee. That's You're so comfortable, though. Siri, come sit with us. Yeah, come over.
Oh, God.
Siri, come sit with us.
Ah.
I'm sitting on Kyle's rap. I mean,
Lucas,
Wyatt's
okay.
rap.
Sit on Wyatt's rap.
Stop
Sit on
sitting
Wyatt's
my
rap.
head.
Sit on Morgan. Sit on my rap. Oh, I guess she's sitting
What are
on
you
Red's lap.
doing?
Their room.
Wants to sit with
You
me.
can sit on mine, but I don't know if
okay.
there's room on yours because you got Siri on there.
I got too many people on my rap right now.
How does your rap feel?
Well, now she's
Yeah,
sitting
I'm on
this
Wyatt.
guy right
I'm
here.
on Wyatt's and you're on mine. Like a human centipede of dicks.
It's
Oh.
Tommy wants you to go outside and move your car.
I'm gonna sit here
all
instead.
Look who is.
Oh, God.
I fucking hate
Stop,
my life.
lady,
What the
please.
fuck,
My
dude?
neck.
I'm moving.
Oh,
Alright,
oh.
let me sit down first. Let me
I
sit
think
down.
she just
Yeah, you
really
said
Yeah, it
likes
actually
you,
worked for
Luke.
once. It worked too well.
Did work too good.
Is someone really stealing
There
the
we
fucking
go.
car?
Oh yes, Wyatt. Yes.
Thank
Get off
fucking
my
God for that.
noggin. What happened, Kurt?
Sorry, sir. I apologize. I didn't
Where's
mean to.
Red?
Wyatt, can you get your face out of
thing
my
that
dick?
scuffed
He went
females
outside
can't
to
do.
move his car.
He's
No,
moving his
I'm
car.
wearing
Okay.
I'm wearing you like a mouth guard right now.
Can't look at clipboards. Can't work on
Why is this
cars.
guy
Can't sit in
comfy?
fucking
You okay,
chairs.
Miss Julie?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sit down, boss.
Why are you in cuffs? Or why are you in?
Carol.
Why
Yes,
is a swole rod in cuffs?
Okay.
Why
Oh,
on
are we
here?
actually
Please
arresting them?
get away from my.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, come here.
Oh,
It's
is he being a
court's neutral
criminal?
ground. You can't be arrested.
Are you being a criminal?
Poor Curtis.
I've heard of one of those before. I heard they do horrible crimes or something. They break the law. Not sure. Perhaps criminal. Criminal.
Gonna make sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, man.
Selling class
He's-
2s and stuff like that.
Yeah, who would do that?
You
Disgusting.
need to frisk
Who would
me
do-
again?
What's a class
Who would
2?
continue to do it after court as well? Who would do that?
Shut up, Derb. You know what a class 2 is.
What
right?
happened
with a class 2?
Who would
Yeah, no
rob a
problem.
bank
Yeah,
24 times and not get caught once for it? Who would do that?
Who would
be proud of
Luigi.
that?
Horrible. Horrible thing.
Yeah, I moved it.
Yeah,
Who would
good.
do that?
Very good. How you doing? Yeah, good to see you.
What's up, Snow?
Who?
Good, good, good.
Who would
I
wipe out the
apparently-
entire cop force on their own?
Hi,
Who can't get in
good,
the
how are
city?
you?
Chang, I
Yep.
see you walking over here with that. Okay, real quick,
Doing
but
a
before you even
witness.
get any
Where's
closer,
my
I'm gonna let you
son?
know before you go in there.
Yo,
we
the
gotta
big son.
pat you down.
Okay.
Son!
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Where the hell is my child?
It's probably.
I'll try not to sit on you too, Luke.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
I like
he's sitting on me.
Wake
no,
up.
It's pretty good. Oh, there's an assault
He just
happening
threatened
in
me.
front of
Wake
the
up.
courthouse.
Yep.
Wyatt.
There's my ass, man. Come to the front.
Someone say why.
Wyatt, this is ASMR.
Please stop talking
Oh.
like that. That's killing me. My brain.
That was great.
Yes, sir.
No.
Hi, Mr. Ranger.
God damn it.
Oh, come on, you love it. You think it's sexy?
Sit over there.
I know I blew your ears up with my shit voice box for weeks, but
That wasn't even loud, though. That shouldn't have been loud.
Oh, maybe I'm scuffed.
Hi, Mr. Ranger.
Should've
I'm
been, you
sorry,
know.
I didn't mean to step on your foot.
I don't know, whatever. That Rami, for fuck's sake.
Hey, Kudo.
Look fucking ridiculous.
I look
Rami,
great,
I'm
don't
still not
I?
getting any money from this coil coin shit. I need to have a word with you
Everyone
about
is
that.
talking at the same
Okay, we'll
time.
talk
I don't know
about
what's
this.
going on.
Why is he walking like that? What happened?
Cryptocurrency takes
Yeah,
a
what you
long
mean?
time to pay back.
Why are you walking like you got
There
a
you go,
fucking
sir.
stick up
Yes,
your
I
ass?
can hear. Everyone is talking at the
You
same
guys like
time.
this? No,
You
does
been
this
to
turn
prison
you on?
recently,
Stop.
Raymond?
That's how all the sheriff deputies
this-
walk.
I'm just
Thank you,
being
sir.
prepared for when I get caught later.
Thanks.
I'm just
Jesus Christ.
Or you could take your seat in my courtroom.
I know you guys are
and
getting-
we could begin
sorry about
this
that.
as we are 10 minutes late.
gonna sit on Kudo's lap real quick.
Oh, don't sit on me.
Why
Where the
is
fuck
your
is Julie and
phone
Mr.
me,
Chang?
Rami. Rami, get off my lap.
Come on.
Where's my
Is that
damn
my
son?
Uncle Bandit?
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Bandit.
Come on, Kudo's
Hello?
lap.
Like your leg tattoo.
Me too. I got it in prison.
You have a comfy lap, Kudo.
Where I get my.
I don't want you
It's
anywhere
my
near.
lap you're
Best
sitting on.
tattoos at anywhere. Hi, Mr. Kai.
Hello.
Wow, Kudo's on our side. Jesse, Kudo's on our side.
Obviously, my son is here. Why would I not?
Of
Oh yeah,
course.
true.
How fucked up would that be if I went on the opposite side of my own son?
That's what you would do to me.
Oh, hey,
Son!
Bobby.
Hello.
Hello.
Bada.
I haven't seen
Give him
him
a hug.
forever.
Give him a hug.
You're gonna win.
Bada.
You're gonna
Can you
win.
be my lawyer?
Fuck no.
Oh, fuck.
You don't have a lawyer.
No. My
Oh
lawyer
my
has a case
God.
of chronic diarrhea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, lawyer. What the hell? Is this so real? I'm
Hey, Mr.
I'm
Brown.
5-0 in court. Hey,
Oh,
come
Ranger.
talk to me in private.
I mean, does the lawyer
have
have to
a
be
really
bar
badass
certified
against it.
or?
I'd rather have
Alright.
Kudo.
I don't
Hey,
want to be a
Tariq,
fucking
come here.
lawyer.
Hi, Miss Williams. Hello. Oh. Excuse me.
Bobby's already stinking this court up.
Yeah, no problem.
Bobby, I got
Thank you, Mr.
a
Ranger.
whole bag of laundry for you.
Let's talk over here.
Oh yeah, we need got Frank's wig.
Hey, Chang, why don't you talk about cleaning money later?
Yo, that chief of police is a savage.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. What do you think?
I don't know. I think the only asshole in this courtroom is somebody who convinced me to be a whale of a cryptocurrency I'm not making any money from.
Hey, you're making profit, Lucas. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Uh-oh.
I believe it went
Now
up
you're
$1,
sitting on
didn't it?
math.
If you
It
sold
did.
it all now, you'd
Yep.
make $1 on every coin.
Oh,
Hey,
shit, did it
Kudo,
really?
Yeah,
Hey, what up?
exactly. So keep talking shit, Lucas. Keep it up.
Went up by $1.
All right, I'm sorry.
I'm Chang and Lucas's legal advisor when it comes to coil coin.
Yeah, don't let me down, damn it. I
God.
fucking put a lot of money into that shit.
You guys trust me, right?
I mean, 200K, you better be
Not at
trustworthy.
all.
Appleton, is that you? Appleton.
What?
What
Just
are
call
you
me
saying,
captain?
Chang? Okay.
I'm not a captain, sir.
Oh, I think he's
Alright.
saying Jonathan. Hopperchin.
he's saying-
Oh, Hopperchin, of course. Yes, Jonathan, of course.
Have you ever heard him try to say cavalcade?
Cavalcade.
Oh, that's not how you said it last week. You said like
I've been improving my
cabbageacade
English.
or some shit.
I've been studying. I think
Kinda
Garrett's trying to wake up.
Chang, what public school did you? I mean, Kudo, what public school did you put him in?
Beware deodorant.
I don't fucking know. I didn't look after him.
Public school, that's for morons. Taught myself.
I didn't look after him.
It's really strong.
Oh! Oh!
Violence
Oh
in the
my
courtroom.
Bobby!
Wait, what?
All right.
Wait, Jesse.
Can I
Jesse,
hit
what is
him,
that?
Joe?
No, you can't.
Did I get a free one? It smells like onions.
No, you can't hit anyone. You
What
just
about the guy
stand back
back
a second,
there?
Mr. Chick.
Why what?
No, that's all right. Thank you.
Come here, Rammy.
What? I'm Old Spice, baby.
Well, looks
it's-
like
no,
Garrett's
it
going to be able to wake up now.
I'm wearing Old Spice.
Oh,
What are
really?
you talking about? I think that's why you guys are getting
Looks
confused.
like my grandpa's blazer.
What'd I do?
Smell like onions, Wyatt.
So I like an onion and I don't brush my teeth. You got a problem with it?
Oh, do you have
That's
onions for
That's really
breakfast
gross,
as well?
Wyatt.
Psst, redhead, what's your name?
What?
Well, it's onions and I eat a lot of ass.
Scarlet.
Eat a lot of
Wait.
ass, did you say?
That's
I'm
Scarlet
Luke.
Winters.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Chang,
meet you,
do we
Luke.
sit in these seats?
Oh, if you're in pool chairs. And you can if you want to.
Come back in.
Don't worry, son, you're going to win.
Allegedly.
Thanks.
You need him? Alright, well, you request someone else fucks off so you get him in then, because you need him.
Hey,
You could just start and wait and have him as the last witness or some shit.
anybody need to jerk off? Anybody need
Do
to go
you?
masturbate?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's certainly,
Kudo, sit down, man.
I'm,
Do you need
I'm
to go and
sitting
masturbate?
down. That's my son Chang, you dick.
Oh, snap.
Hey, when was the last time you
Nobody?
guys saw each other?
You guys don't masturbate?
Long time.
Do you masturbate?
All right. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Alright, baby, I'm gonna go home and prep some sandwiches.
Wait, did he just call you baby?
Masturbate.
All right,
So yeah. Hey, make sure you win this, baby.
Oh, of course. I'm the smartest lawyer around.
Chang,
Hey,
is there
I'll
something
see
you're
you at
hiding from
home.
us?
Wait,
Who is that?
She married to a raccoon?
Chang, are you okay? Are you dating animals?
What? Oh. Don't think I'm into raccoons, though. They smell funny. They also bite.
I'm going to go pick up Garrett.
I mean, he looks like he's got rabies.
Why? Stop putting your hand on
Alright.
my legs.
I'm nowhere near you. Quit touching me, Dick.
Thought you're dead.
Be my dad.
You said I was your worst son.
Go and sit down.
Not a compliment.
Give me your keys.
No.
All right.
Let me
Good morning,
like
everyone.
a badge of honor.
No.
Can I have Mr. Chang and
I'm
associates
scared I'm
approach
gonna hit
the
you again.
bench,
I'm trying to
please?
do this correctly.
Did I hear Angel talking?
Yep, that was Miss Nina Valier.
Oh, you said approach the bench?
Come on, Randy.
Princess Peach.
Yes, please. Just approach the bench if you could.
Diarrhea. All right, well, seeing all these ugly people on that side and then these beautiful people here, let's just self-represent.
All right.
What
God, he looks
about
sexy.
what about Garrett? Is he?
He's on his
He's on
Bobby's
his way.
picking him up right now. He just got off the train.
Okay. All right. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry. My apologies.
Ow! All right.
Hey,
You
Snow,
look great, by the way.
Hey,
Thank you.
Snow, if you want to support me, just, gotta take a seat right here. Thank you. Nope.
Get up, Brandy. Seats don't come.
Raw book section 47 of the raw book states that I can do this and I can do that. Okay.
Hey, what'd you get for number 3?
7. Raw book page 47.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, that seems comfy.
Randy, can I see your notes real quick?
Guilty.
Got this in the bag, guys. Just,
Not guilty.
Yeah.
Test me, Rami. Get me warmed up.
Okay. You blow up Julie's car.
Big T did it.
Okay.
Man, eat my
All right.
nuts.
Perfect.
Asshole. Yeah. I'll go over
Big
there
T
and put
did
baby
it.
oil on him.
Okay. Who,
Randy Boa apprised the room for me. So technically now.
Randy, come here. Come here.
7th Amendment. Watch out. She has a crush on me? I just wink at her, maybe? Maybe if I I'll sit with my legs very open, Send a message.
That Garrett.
Yeah.
Man spreading.
Where's Bobby,
I don't know.
you
If
get
she
Rost?
Got enough clipboards there, Chief Williams?
I heard they're biodegradable, so it's okay.
Oh, thank God, because he's literally just
Yeah.
throwing them all
I
over the place back there.
Hey, what? Guys, when did Lucas become an SJW?
What?
Who? Oh, Lucas?
Yeah.
Fuck you, you idiot. I'm not an SJW. Get out of here with that.
Get on this side.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Lucas,
He's
get
gonna
on
be
this
on
side.
this
You're,
side. Yeah, fuck that. He's on this side.
SJW stands for Social Justice Warrior.
Lucas,
what-
as
that's
your
what it
Oh.
social justice
Oh.
warrior
Thank you.
side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're people that can't get over the fact they lost an election almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey,
Listen,
Scarlet
oh my
Winters.
Oh my God.
Scarlet. I like your shoes.
Wait, where's Scarlet? I don't see her.
Man spreading.
Yeah,
There's
Scarlet's
nothing in
right
the
here
news to
next to
complain
Luke.
about. Ree.
Scarlet, come here, baby. Come
What's
over
wrong
here.
with my shoes?
Come right here.
Nothing's wrong
Why
with
are
your
you
shoes,
calling me
Luke.
baby, Rami?
He is the shit.
Can't wait for this.
Ben Shapiro too. Man's a fucking legend.
Hey, Lucas, as your
McInnes. Dad of all hipsters, man.
Lucas, as your Coil Coin advisor, I demand you to come on this side.
I
Don't
can't.
do it. Don't do it.
What do you mean you can't?
I can't. I'm a fucking witness on this side.
You're a witness?
Oh, I just want people to know.
Okay, all right.
I'm really good investor.
Wait, Chang, do we have witnesses?
Rami, we don't got shit, brother.
All right. We got this in the bag. Don't worry.
Can we all just take a minute to say rest in peace to Jose, my best friend? Okay.
Hey, R.I.P. Jose.
Wait, what happened to Jose, babe?
There we go.
Every time I talk to
he's,
Jose, all he did was ask me for money.
Jose was found dead in
that's-
the bathroom with a dildo. It's been said that he probably had a heart attack. That's that.
What a
Wait.
shame.
Oh,
Kudo, I never asked you this, but
you know that definitely how it didn't go down.
who's Chang's mom?
Worry about it. He dead, dude.
Wait, what?
She fell
Dealt
down
with
the
it.
stairs.
Oh, we dealt with her.
Yeah, she
Oh.
was
Yeah,
an alcoholic,
sounds like she
got
deserved it.
drunk, fell down the stairs, cracked her head open. Yep, disgusting.
Wow.
Are you guys talking about Julie?
Frank, can you keep your clipboards outside? Holy shit.
Yeah, Frank.
You should, Mr. Bugs. You should see the fucking pile he's got going over here. Clipboard.
Oh no, they've already biodegraded.
Right
Look,
here.
they're gone, Luke.
Oh, I slipped. Oh,
Oh,
Does
there.
Bobby need
My
like
ankles.
Wait, what?
My ankles.
Get him a
We needed
wheelchair.
the wet- We needed the wet clipboard sign. Where was it?
Oh, hey,
Hear
guys.
ye, hear ye. I think I broke my arm.
Fucking
God, so
Christ,
many
bro.
shitlords in
Garrett.
the courtroom.
Garrett, come here.
Get up.
What?
You've been searched.
Not
What's going on,
guilty.
Red? What we doing?
Innocent.
Oh, there's
Trying to
that's
sit
my
on
You're
your
head.
being
man.
questioned, Gary.
Okay.
Not guilty.
All right, you're good.
Gary, just say no, buddy.
I'm
You didn't
innocent.
do it.
No contest.
Sit down.
Yeah?
No, I'm innocent.
Okay. All right.
Tell him.
No,
He's
I'm
innocent.
Sit down, John.
Come sit right here.
Your best bet.
Just no,
yeah.
right here.
We'll see
buddy.
what
Just
court
right here.
says. That's the best thing.
Sitting closer is fine.
No, come on, man.
Yep.
Just right here.
You were
Hey,
good.
guys.
up my head
Nice
or
baseball
something?
hat.
We're good.
Can't help it.
You were fine where you were at.
Yeah.
Yo,
I
He's
just
so
read
close
over
to
there.
Big T, right?
Kudo, does Red
Dude,
not work for you
me,
anymore?
he's like rubbing thighs with me.
I'm sorry.
Muhammad
It's
Daz.
Rodgers.
Oh.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
you want some of this
Oh.
baby oil? You want some of the Johnson & Johnsons? I got you, man.
I won.
I miss Polito, buddy. I really do.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been a fucking psychopath.
I want my sweeper back.
One second, Your Honor.
Polito's great to
Why do you
race
think
him.
why do you think I'm
Give me a
set all the
sweeper,
way
Jen.
back here?
I don't
He
owe
keeps
you a
broken my
sweeper.
leg, that one.
You do.
Oh, you hear this? Ramy's trying to make me buy him a sweeper shot.
No,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Is there
Remy's
even
out
any
for a
left?
sweep.
No,
I better
stop.
seize him and check his property.
I don't have a property. Coop seized me
I
last
thought he
week.
just got
Well, as
seized.
soon as you buy one, better check
Property.
this.
Just got seized,
Sweep a
buddy.
shotgun.
Seize him.
Got ya. Seize
You can remember this information
Please.
after the tsunami
Yes.
as well.
Wonderful. Thank you.
After the Armageddon, just remember it forever. Remember forever.
Appreciate
Remy
that. Listen,
Shitload.
I don't know if I'll make the
Remember,
cut.
if you can remember to jot down, remove
Remember
all
forever.
assets and cars, that'll be great. Gotcha.
I don't know if I'll make the cut, guys.
Okay, everybody here that can hear me, you got 1 minute to get yourself situated. Sat down in the chair, and we're gonna remain quiet as this gets started here. Okay, so let the two over there finish in their corner, and we'll continue from there. Once it gets started, I'm gonna have a little announcement for everybody, and then at that point, we will continue from there. So until then, let's just hang tight and remain seated.
Anyone want some baby oil?
Yeah, but later. Bring some cocaine.
Cocaine. Go over there.
What?
If you're gonna go for.
Shut up, Remy.
Cocaine.
Yeah, let's just yell cocaine in a fucking courthouse. It's like yelling fire in a movie theater.
Drug use, possibly addicted, also crazy.
Also Rami.
By the end of this, it's gonna be a long list.
Hey, Kudo, check your phone.
No, you're fine. Don't worry.
Curtis, you are so scuffed.
Me? What you mean?
That's
Or
not
is
Curtis. That's Randy Bullet. You know they look alike. They're
My twin
wannabes.
brother.
Yeah, they do.
Randy,
Look the same.
Just
open
flex your
phone,
F1
buddy.
muscle, Randy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're not
I thought
supposed to
that was
sit in those
Curtis.
chairs. They can send you to the fucking moon.
Mhm.
Yeah, Saeed.
Oh damn.
Why he's not here.
I'm all good.
Okay. Hey, Frank, could you get the two in the corner?
No. Hey,
Wonderful.
hey. Court starting. Court starting. Yep, including yours. Okay. I look forward to it.
Garrett, come sit right here. Come on my lap.
Very shiny complexion today.
All right.
Wait, should I be standing up there?
Okay. All right.
Good morning.
Okay,
Everybody
everybody at
hear
this
me?
point.
Yes.
Oh, good
yes,
morning.
ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Oh, I
indeed.
thought an angel was talking for the heaven. Sorry.
Now, would you like me to
Go ahead,
continue?
bailiff.
Okay. All right, folks. From this point forward, court is now in session. There will be absolutely no tweeting, texting, note passing, any sort of outbursts. Opinionated comments, this, that, and the other will be met with a contempt of court charge. Okay. The Honorable Judge Valier is presiding over this. Again, I just want everybody to be aware that not only me, Detective Bugs, we got Trooper Morgan, Chief of Police Frank Williams, Chief Inspector Jackie Snow, and Detective Daryl McCormick out and about. If we hear anything disruptive at all, you'll be escorted outside and hit with a contempt of court charge. Everybody understand me?
Oh, yeah, Captain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. All right, from this point forward, we will all remain quiet. You all may take your seats, and we will continue from this point forward. I will now pass it on to the Honorable Judge Valier.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I, Honorable Judge Valier, will be calling to order the case of Julie Davis versus Mr. Chang and Associates. The burden of proof will rest with the persecution today. Is the persecution ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep. Yes, Your Honor.
Your turn.
You may proceed with your opening statements. Prosecution?
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, thank you for being here today. My name is Sadie Williams, and I will be representing the plaintiff, Julie Davis. We're here today to decide if the defendants, Mr. Chang, Randy Bullitt, Garrett Jobless, and Rami Al-Rahim, are liable for damages done to Mrs. Julie Davis and her businesses. I'd like to make a point that we're specifically suing Mr. Chang, Randy Bullitt, Rami Al-Rahim, and
Okay,
Garrett
I'm gonna
Jobless.
need a little reminder on which one's the phone.
Oh my
I
god.
think they switched it up on me. Oh my god, you're a hero.
Shut up!
I believe he's outside and he didn't realize.
Can I continue or shall I wait?
Yes, please continue.
Please continue.
Okay, I'd like to point out that we're specifically suing Mr. Chang, Randy Bullitt, Rami El-Rahim, and Garrett Jobless, but would like to have a court-ordered restraining order against the previous names mentioned, Jesse White and Curtis Walroyd, for their repeated harassment of Julie Davis and their involvement in some of the events that have occurred.
You forgot Charles Prince.
Years have been wrongly accused of doings we did not commit. We've been brought to this courthouse today to address an issue that has been long-standing with Miss Julie Davis, and many accusations have been thrown around to myself and my friends at the table across from the prosecution, and we're here to go ahead and clear our good names. I look nothing but swift justice to be handled today, and look forward to hearing the outcome of this case.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may call your first witness.
Okay, I'd like to call Matt Rose to the stand first, please.
All right. Matthew Rhodes, would you please raise both your hands? All right. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Mitch?
I promise.
Wonderful. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
Thank you. Prosecution, please proceed.
Okay, could you please state your name for the record?
Matt Rhodes.
What is your relation to Julie Davis?
Julie and I are really close friends and also business partners.
Could you describe to the courts the events that you were witness to?
Yeah, absolutely. It all started a while back where there was just a string of car bombings over at Julie's dealership. Just about any time that Julie tweeted out her whereabouts via social media. So anytime she tweeted that she was selling lottery tickets over at the car dealership, minutes later there'd be some form of explosion, car set on fire, or something to that extent. So Julie and I, we devised a plan to try to, catch whoever was doing it in the action, and we sat across from the dealership over by the construction site and witnessed Garrett and Mr. Chang leaving an oil tanker over by the dealership. At that point in time, I called 911 to let them know what was happening, and about 2 minutes after that, there was a big explosion, causing, I believe, 6 vehicles to explode. But I had left at that point in time in fear of my life, because I didn't want to be caught around the area. Later on that night, Mr. Chang, Rami, Taco, they arrived at the car dealership while Julie and I were there, and we barricaded ourselves inside the office because they were armed. Mr. Chang was outside pouring gas and leaving gas canisters along the vehicles, and then there was just a bunch of shots being fired at that point, that point in time. While we were sitting in the office, we called 911. We let the cops know exactly what was happening. And as they were leaving, 4 people arrived in, I believe, or no, it was a Sand King. And they were immediately gunned down by Mr. Chang, Taco, Rami, and I'm not sure of who else was there at the time. There was one other individual. But they were gunned down, their truck exploded, and at that point in time, Scarlet Winters arrived. I don't know if she was there to actually witness any of the shooting, but she definitely saw the aftermath. All the exploded vehicles, all of the individuals who were injured on the ground, all a result of Mr. Chang and his friends. Another incident was when Julie and I were parked at the square, very briefly, maybe for a minute or two. And out of nowhere, we see Mr. Chang driving by in his Rumpo with the windows down. And all we heard completely out of context was, call 311 and tell them it was Julie. And at that point in time, we contacted the police to inform them of what we had heard. And we swung by the police station to to try to, clear our name. We figured, the earlier we get there, in case they attempt to say Julie, shot at anybody.
Objection? Speculation?
I didn't ask a question.
It worked.
Good job, good job,
You
good
have
job.
to tell him
Oh my god.
he's
Oh my
being
god. Oh my god.
narrative.
Overruled.
You're being narrative.
This is a testimony. Please wait for all objections with counsel asks any questions.
Yeah, we're not guilty.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
Oh.
Julie and I, we went to the police station to clear her name because knowing Mr. Chang and what he's capable of, it's very likely that they were trying to frame her for something relatively large. So we went there, we ensured that she got GSR tested so nobody could accuse her of shooting a firearm. And this was within a minute of hearing this conversation. I don't recall the officer who was there, but there was also a big scene going on at the police station where there was a bunch of EMS, there were cops, and there was just a lot of commotion going on. So originally we had left and we came back at a later time. But we found out that Mr. Chang had actually set a hippie on fire in front of the police station, and he attempted to get the hippies to claim it was Julie that had done that, which clearly wasn't the case considering she had been GSR tested and she was nowhere near, the scene that it had happened at. So the next incident, and in my opinion, one of the most scary, was the garage incident. We were going to pick up some. Can I continue? I heard voices, sorry. The next incident was the garage by the train station. Julie and I were heading there so that Julie could pick up her vehicle, and as I was dropping Julie off to grab her vehicle, I saw a black SUV with 3 individuals inside. Those individuals being Randy, who was the driver, Rami, and Curtis. As soon as they got next to us, all 3 of them jumped out of the vehicle. At that point in time, Julie was back in mine, and I sped off as quickly as I could. As I was driving off, all 3 of them opened fire on my vehicle, and they shot out one of my back tires, causing me to slam right into a wall. And at that point in time, I jumped out of my vehicle and ran off as quickly as I could, until I realized that nobody was chasing me, and that their main goal was to get Julie. So I turned back around, and I saw Rami standing over Julie's body after she had been shot down to the ground. And I took the only opportunity I had, and I shot Rami. Shortly after that, the black SUV with 2 other individuals, which was Randy and Curtis, pulled around. They opened fire on me. I took shots towards the vehicle and struck Randy, who was the driver of the SUV. At that point in time, Curtis had shot me down, and as I went down, additional police arrived. I believe it was Clarence Williams and Detective Casanova. About, I'd say 30 seconds into the shots, both officers were shot down. by Curtis, and I believe at that point in time Curtis had gotten away. So that was that incident. The next one is when Julie was kidnapped at the square. Julie was responding to tweets that she had gotten in regards to lottery tickets, and she had met, I believe, 3 people at the square to sell tickets, explain how the lottery works. And while we were there, Mr. Chang went up to Julie, held her at gunpoint. She put her hands up, and he pretty much said that he was going to be making a withdrawal. He, threw her in cuffs, threw her in the vehicle, and at that point in time, I asked if I could, at the very least, follow, considering they said that they weren't going to do anything to her. And they said yes, and so I did. I called 911 on the way to the convenience store to let them know exactly what was going on. And as I got there, Mr. Chang helped me up and cuffed me because they were going to rob the convenience store. Unfortunately, from what I had heard, the convenience store was unowned at the time, and for whatever reason, they weren't able to rob the convenience store. So they decided to let us go, but not before Julie was struck. She was hit by a vehicle, she was punched, and she was also tased. And then the last incident that I recall, by Tequila La, there was a karaoke event going on, and Julie and I had went. And shortly after we arrived, we heard a big explosion outside. And when we went outside, we saw just a circle of fire along the ground perfectly between Julie and I's cars, where a gas container was laid and shot in an attempt to explode both of our vehicles. Fortunately for us, neither of them were damaged, and Julie and I had thought if they tried it once, they're probably going to try it again. So Julie and I waited on top of Tequila La until they attempted it again, and sure enough, about 20 to 30 minutes later, we see a black Infernus roll up with Rami driving it. He was completely alone, and he jumped on top of Julie's Kuruma, poured gasoline all over her vehicle, dropped a gas container onto her vehicle, ran back to the Infernus, reversed it until it was within line of sight, shot and exploded her vehicle. And shortly after, we tweeted out at Rami to let him know that we knew it was him. And throughout that entire point in time, he tried to play dumb, pretend that he was doing other things, but it was clear as day that it was him. And those are all of the events that I was witness to.
I'd like to reference that there are photographic evidence of Rami blowing up the vehicles and the dealership aftermath of the first bombing. How many vehicles were damaged?
At Tequila La, it was just Julie's.
Were any threats made by the defendants before the attacks took place?
Is this in regards to the Tequila La incident, or just in general?
In general.
Yes. At times, especially when Mr. Chang was around and they were in a group of people, they would provoke Julie and I over Twitter and try to get a response from us.
What would they say?
I mean, it was more passive aggressive, especially in regards to Randy just admitting to killing one of Julie's best friends, and just constantly going back and forth with her.
In the events that you witnessed, who exactly took part in them?
Well,
Mr.
Okay. Well, for the oil tanker by the dealership, that was Mr. Chang and Garrett. Later on that night, it was for the other explosion where 4 people arrived and they were gunned down. It was Mr. Chang, Rami, and Taco, and there was a fourth individual, but I'm not sure who it is. At the square, when we overheard their conversation, all we heard was Mr. Chang. When we saw the black Rumpo driving by, we didn't see anybody else. For the garage shooting, it was Randy, Rami, and Curtis. For the square kidnapping, it was Mr. Chang and Taco, and there was a third individual, but I cannot say for sure exactly who it was. And for the car explosion at the Kilala, that was solely Rami.
You said you overheard the defendants saying to call 311 and tell them Julie was committing crimes. How did you respond to this?
We immediately, both Julie and I, called 311 to let them know exactly what we had heard. And we also went down to the police station because we figured if we heard that, they're obviously planning something. And if they're going to frame Julie for something, they're likely to say...
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation. Hello?
Sustained. Get back to the main question and just answer that.
God, it worked. It worked. Yeah, it did. It did.
Wait, would you like me to rephrase?
Please
the
ask
question?
your question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How did you respond to the crimes that were committed?
Wait.
Or the events, sorry.
With every event, we contacted the police as quickly as we could once we were in a safe location. Most of the time, we would go down to Mission Row PD to have a police report filed. And we would ensure that we were GSR tested just about every event to ensure that we weren't blamed for anything that we hadn't done.
Okay, no further questions.
Defense, you are free to question the witness.
What the fuck?
Hello, Matt. How are you doing today?
I've had better days.
All right, Matt. So, after this 2-hour story you just gave the court, did you witness most of these things that you addressed to us?
I witnessed all of them, yes.
Now, in these witnessing, how many accounts would you say that you ran into the Chang gang? If you were to count on your hand, how many times did you run into Chang and his associates?
I don't know. A large number of times. Couldn't put a number on it.
If you were to put a number,
I can't do that. I can't.
Well, let's talk about the ones you listed today. How many?
Okay.
How many times did you say in this court, for everyone here, that you ran into Mr. Chang and associates?
Within the events that I stated, I believe 6 or 7.
Now, after the first, second, third time, you would assume like, hey, maybe we should start taking more photographic evidence. Looking at the evidence.
Before we continue, let's do this one at a time. Whoever is representing you all, come up here and question. Otherwise, let's all just remain seated till everybody's good to go there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Now, looking at you counted 6 times. After how many altercations with Rami would you say you and Julie decided to take photographic evidence?
Whenever possible, we tried every time. Unfortunately, when people are in front of you with weapons, it's not wise to take out a phone and say, I have you on video. Wise to call the police and get help.
So after all these altercations you mentioned that you called the police and police reports were filed. How many police reports would you say were filed, Matt?
There should be one for just about every occurrence. Fortunately, I can't force an officer to write one. But if their job was done properly.
Can the court show that there's police reports filed?
Is that a question for me?
That's for the court. I don't know. I don't have any reports on hand given to me before the court started, so I don't see any police reports. All I see is one from Kareem. Are there additionals that I'm missing?
We have full documentation of Kareem Leon's report, a medical evaluation report.
So one police report. Okay. Any police reports with the incident involving the car garage or what is it? The car dealership that you mentioned?
Like I said, I unfortunately can't force an officer to write a police report. That's not my job.
No, totally understand, Matt. I understand. I'm not saying that's your job to write the police reports. I'm just asking if they were filed. So you have photographic evidence, in your opinion, pointing that Mr. Chang, myself, Randy Bullitt, all were a part of this heinous crime to blow up Miss Julie Davis's cars. Do you have any photographic evidence that points that Chang and crew were there to back up your story?
When you refer to Chang and crew, who are you referring to?
I see pictures of a bunch of blown up cars here. But
that is correct.
Where is Chang in these pictures? Where am I in these pictures? Where's the police report afterwards of them being caught saying, hey, they did these crimes? Do we have any of that?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't have GPS on you guys. I can't follow you.
Sorry,
an example. I'll
hearsay.
Overruled. Please continue. I want to hear this line of questioning.
So it seems we have a lot of information in this courthouse today. But what proof do we have that Mr. Chang, Randy Bullitt, Garrett Jobless, and a few others listed have anything to do with what's being presented today, with the long line of reputation history that they may have with Julie Davis, according to prosecution, Matt? I'm looking for picture proof that points, or even
all right,
a police report.
I'm a witness.
Garrett, I'm going to go ahead and stop you here. Mr. Rhodes is not on trial. If you have any questions for him that are pertaining to his testimony or evidence presented, please present them now.
Will do. After the first explosion, you mentioned that you had left the scene for the fear of your life. Earlier in your statement, you mentioned that you were fearful of your life and there was guns and explosions. At any point during you leaving, did you call 911?
Yes, if you had heard what I said earlier, I did in fact say the moment I left, I contacted 911.
And in doing a phone call to the 911 dispatch, did you get a response that they showed up on scene? Did you follow up with this line of events?
I saw an officer arrive as I was taking off.
Okay. Earlier you also mentioned something about a hippie being on fire. Can you go into further detail about that?
I wasn't there when it occurred. So no.
Oh.
So you weren't there when it occurred, but you went ahead and used it in your line of testimony in this trial? I'm confused, Matt. Were you doing that with other things? Were you there present for all events, or was it just the hippie on fire situation, or?
No. Like I said, it started when we heard Mr. Chang drive by saying call 311 and say it was Julie. So when we had gone to the police department is when we saw the whole commotion going on. And that's when we were informed by other people who were there of what had actually happened. But I didn't witness that.
So you're
May
jumping to
I-
conclusions about Mr. Chang and his personal dealings and just saying that he set a hippie on fire. Based on what other people have
no.
said?
That is not what I said, no.
You said that you heard other people say these things and then you presented it here in court. Is that incorrect? Am I off here?
I'm simply stating that other people told me Mr. Chang set a hippie on fire in front of the police station.
So if
That
other
knocks
people
the
tell
place
you
around
that
it.
Mr. Chang blew up Julie's gas station, then you'd believe it.
Gas station? I don't think she owns one.
Or car dealership, excuse me.
No, I was a witness to that.
Mr. Chang, would you like to say? Would you like to ask
Yes,
him
I
some
have a question. Matt Rhodes, you do understand that you're under oath, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you just stated that this hippie event, that you said you were not there, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And about 5 minutes ago, you were also asked a question, and you replied with your answer something right. Yes, I was a witness to all these events I just explained. But yet, you just said that you were not there when this hippie event happened. Is that correct?
I was a witness to somebody stating you had done something. I was not a witness
So are you
to the
telling
actual
me
event.
that you just lied under oath, sir?
No, you misunderstood.
No, you stated, yes, I was
I
a witness
stated-
to all crimes that I just stated.
No, I said I was a witness to all events, and one of the events
All
was the fact that somebody told me that you had done something.
And did you say that somebody told you?
I sure did.
Miss Sadie.
Yes?
I mean, the whole thing about the
Now, Matt.
hippie has to do with them making false police reports against me. Doesn't have anything to do with the actual event.
Okay.
Do you have
Let's
any
hold that
further
till,
questions for the witness?
That's all I got.
Prosecution, may I redirect?
No.
Do you have any further questions for the witness?
No, I do not.
Prosecution, you may call your next witness.
You step on that.
Can I call Scarlet Winters to the stand, please?
Scarlet Winters.
Yes.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
Can you restate the name you wish to call?
Scarlet Winters.
Unfortunately, Scarlet Winters is not a witness that was presented.
Oh, did I mess up on the restate? My apologies.
Stated in your first opening of the case, but wasn't restated. I'll allow her to bear witness, but future.
Okay. Thank you.
Hang tight,
Objection.
Objection.
Hold on. Hang tight, folks. Just stay seated where you are. Don't go nowhere. Judge is having a word.
You need a reason.
All right. You may call Scarlet Winters.
Okay, Scarlet Witness.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness was not stated on the documents for this court case.
As I said, in the original filing of this court case, before revisions were made, Scarlet Winters was listed as a first witness to the case.
But she was not in the final order.
That was after motions were granted and evidence was regathered for the case. I will be granting her her witness testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Of
Your
course.
Okay. Scarlet Winters, if you would, toss your hands up in the air. Okay, ma'am. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you Mitch?
I do.
Wonderful. You may have a seat. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
Okay, could you please state your name for the record?
Scarlet Winters.
What is your relation to Julie Davis?
Friend, I guess.
Could you describe the events you were witness to?
Alright, so basically about a week and a half ago, I responded to a 911 that there was an attack at a dealership. So I went down there. First thing I saw was a blown out vehicle and 3 bodies on the ground and a couple other people standing around the scene. 2 other officers on the scene. I asked said officers to go and reports from those people, names, dates, and statements from the witnesses. I took Lee and Matt back down to PD and interviewed them. That's where she told me that, well, at the scene, the witnesses were telling me that Chang Gang had attacked, but I didn't physically see Chang Gang there. I showed up just after they must have left. I'd say probably 6 or 7 people there saying the same thing. Yeah, I took Julie's statement and she let me know about what had been going on, and she was asking for some sort of protection and asking for a weapons license and point her in the right direction. I was looking into it, but
Okay, how many people were injured?
Possibly.
Before we continue, the
yeah.
court recorder is having difficulty recording you. Scarlet, if you could just speak a little bit louder.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Better? Hello? Okay, sorry about that. Did you want me to repeat, or are you okay with what you heard?
No, that's fine.
Basically, I just, the last thing I did was I took Julie and Matt back down to PD and took a thorough statement from them, and they were requesting a protection order on Chang and wanted pointed in the right direction on how to get a restraining order, and asking about protection services and things like that of that nature. I basically said to them that they needed to get a lawyer and try and get a protection order, and also that she should have some sort of people around her with legal firearms licenses that could protect her if she felt that her life was in danger, since she wasn't able to hold a firearms license herself. That's basically the end of...
Okay, how many people were injured during this event?
I believe there were 3 on the ground from the exploded vehicle. EMS would be able to actually let you know the proper number on that, but I believe there were 3.
Okay, no further questions.
Right.
Defense, you may question the witness.
Hello, Miss Winters.
Hello.
So, on duty, you arrived on scene, and you mentioned that all these people held witness to a group of individuals committing these crimes. Were warrants ever dispatched, or, did CID follow up to look into these crimes? Was there any investigation done on the police's part?
I called out over comms. I said, whoever, I think it was Marco and another officer. I said, please write up the statements, each individual witness, because we're going to need to use this information for CID. But unfortunately, I was let go the next day, so I can't tell you whether it was ever followed.
So you've been let go from the police department?
Yes, sir.
Sorry to hear that, Miss Winters. What about Holiday? Is he available for questioning?
I believe he's resigned.
Oh, how strange. So you've been let go from the police department, and Marco Holiday has resigned, all before this court case. Interesting.
Objection. It's
What was your
Sustained.
Sorry, what was the question?
Let's keep all questioning involving the events that transpired.
What was your relationship with Miss Julie Davis before these accusations against Chang and Associates?
I haven't actually spoken to her much. I don't believe I've ever arrested her. I sort of knew her as the person that was with my sister when she died. She disappeared for a while, and I've had very little contact with Julie up until this happened.
Can you restate that? Did you say that your sister was with Julie?
I believe Julie was a medic at the time of my sister's death, and Julie was the one that was trying to, save her life alongside Detective Bugs.
Okay. Now, in police procedure, if you can go into a little bit of detail, how does it normally happen when you have witnesses at a crime scene, you have officers there, and you have individuals saying that these people did it? Are they normally looked into, gone after, warrants written? How does it work on the police's end?
Do I have to answer this question?
Yes. I asked you a question.
Okay, so usually when somebody would say, please write out the statements, make sure you get the times, dates, names, and what they saw, it would be filed away, and then if it was requested upon, those files would be available. Because I was probably going to be the lead detective in that case, it's obviously sort of gone under the radar, but I don't think that's to anybody's fault. That's just, there wasn't other detectives available at the time. Otherwise, it would have been passed over. Yeah, the protocol would be that there would be some sort of follow-up, obviously.
I see. So, at this current moment, there's no documentation of the events that occurred that you took down statements for. Is that what you're saying here?
I don't have access, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that.
Let me rephrase it. Did you take documentation down and make available to the police department that Chang and Associates may have been involved in an altercation with Julie Davis at our car dealership?
I personally took a statement, but as I said, I don't have access to my files, and I don't know if the other officers involved that I told to take statements actually took statements and submitted them to CID. I can't answer your question. I don't know.
And the other officer, just from my recollection, is Marco Holiday, which you said resigned, and the other officer on duty was yourself, which also resigned.
There was another officer too, but I don't know who the other officer was on duty with me at the time. It's possible that Julie is able to answer that question, who the other officer was, or Marco could potentially remember who that was as well. But I don't believe it was a senior officer. I believe it was a rookie or a somebody new to the force.
Okay. And do you wanna let the court know on what terms you left the police department in? Were they good terms? We can get those files back, or were they pretty bad terms?
Objection irrelevant.
Sustained. Go on to a different line of questioning, please.
That's all I have for today.
Thank you. Prosecution, do you have any further questions for this witness?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Winters. Prosecution, you may call your next witness.
Yeah, I'd like to call Susie Larson to the stand, please.
All right, Ms. Larson. Here we go. Wonderful. Okay. Miss Susie Larson, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you Mitch?
I do.
All right. Wonderful. Go ahead. You can sit, stand, whatever you want to do. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn.
Prosecution, please. Your questioning.
Please state your name for the record.
Larson?
What is your relation to Julie Davis?
Well, at the beginning of all this, she was just kind of an acquaintance. I had just met her while I was buying lottery tickets, and I've gotten to know her over the course of this, so more of an acquaintance than a friend.
Okay, and could you describe to the court the events in which you were witness to?
Yeah, the first one, I guess, was the first time I bought lottery tickets. And she was selling in the square, and I went up to buy them. And after I had purchased my lottery tickets, we were just around chatting, and Chang and Taco and one other person, I don't know who it was, came up and kidnapped her from the square, handcuffed her, and escorted her away in their van. And they mentioned something about making her make a withdrawal. And I called 911 right away and told them that Julie had been kidnapped from the square with Chang and Taco. And then next one that I was around for was the event at Tequila La where somebody had been trying to explode Julie and Matt's cars. They were all inside doing karaoke. And
Objection, Your Honor.
So
Hearsay. Is that hello?
Objections are to be made with questions.
Oh,
whenever
yes.
she's
Oh,
questioned.
Okay.
This is a testimony. Do you have
sorry.
objections? Please
Objection
wait until
relevant.
You do have objections? Please wait for the
Okay.
legal counsel
Sorry,
to ask a question.
Yep.
No problem. Please continue.
Okay. So at the first explosion, we all ran outside to see the fire on the ground in between the two vehicles. And cops, I don't remember which officers it was, because they all kind of look alike. They came, we just explained what happened, we all went back to karaoke, and then about maybe 15 or 20 minutes later, it happened again. There was another explosion, so we all ran outside. And there was a fire on the ground by the vehicles again, but luckily the vehicles hadn't exploded. So again, we all went back in, and then at that point, I'm assuming is when Julie and Matt had staked out on the roof of Tequila Laws to kind of see who it was. After the karaoke ended is when we were talking with Julie, and she informed me that she had actually gotten the photos of Rami pouring gas on the vehicle. That's about it that I witnessed with Julie.
Okay. How did you come to find that Julie was selling tickets in the square?
She tweeted it out.
just to clarify for the court, who did you witness during this event?
Selling the tickets or kidnapping Julie?
Kidnapping Julie, sorry.
It was Mr. Chang and Taco, and then there was a third person, but I don't know for sure who it was.
Okay, no further questions.
Defense, you may cross-examine.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Do you know what date the occurrence of you witnessing Julie being taken hostage was?
I don't recall what day it was, no.
Do you know in the timeline of events of where this situation would have taken place?
I mean, we were in the square, as I stated previously, selling lottery tickets, and kind of in the middle of the square, I had my back to the street, so I couldn't even see what vehicle they pulled up in. I just saw them kind of run from my left side, grab Julie. She tried to run away up and over the ledge, but they got her and took her back to the vehicle.
You had your back towards the situation the whole time.
No, I had my back to the street. I was facing where they kidnapped her.
So, you know, how often would you say you hanging out at the square?
I mean, not super often.
And how often would you say Julie Davis sells lottery tickets?
Sells lottery tickets all the time. It's what she does.
So you don't know in the timeline of events of this court hearing when you think Mr. Chang and, according to you, his associates kidnapped Mrs. Julie Davis?
I mean, they kidnap people all the time, so they've kidnapped me before. It was probably a week or so ago. A week and a half.
Earlier you mentioned the vehicle, even though you said you never saw it because your back was turned to the street. How did you come up to this conclusion of what vehicle they were driving?
I never said what the vehicle they were driving because I didn't see it.
So you don't recall the exact date of when this happened. Do you by chance know in the timeline of events that's being presented today where this situation may have fallen in with what Matt has been, what the other witness Matt mentioned?
I think it was after the dealership explosion, but it was definitely before the Tequila La Fire car thing. But it was after the dealership.
And are you definitive on this answer, or are you more speculative?
No, I just think that. I'm not sure.
Okay. And can the court check the transcription? Did she mention van? Did she witness the van? I'm pretty sure she mentioned that she saw a van and then she...
Pretty sure I didn't say van.
Hello?
I'm asking for the court to look into that van wordage.
One moment.
Well?
I said, please give me 1 moment.
Somebody just hang tight.
Sorry. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Hey. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Morgan,
Wait.
he's my witness.
Are you a witness?
Oh God.
Please give me just one moment. Keep order, please.
Oh my God.
Cruiser.
Me too.
All right, that should do it.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh God.
Damn. Sorry. Okay. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can
Rami, if you continue, you'll be removed.
you restate the question regarding the vehicle just so that we can get a clear answer from the witness?
Earlier, the witness mentioned she never saw the vehicle as her back was faced towards the street. Earlier in her testimony, she provided a vehicle description. I'm looking for clarity on whether or not she said that she saw a van or vehicle that was used to take Miss Julie Davis, allegedly.
I never provided a vehicle description.
Actually, you did. In your statement, yes, in your statement you said that she was escorted to a van.
Your Honor, I'm looking to have this witness's
I did?
testimony dismissed from this case, as clearly her story does not align with her testimony.
Please give me one moment. I'm going to confer with my judges.
While they confer, you ought to dress for court next time, Jobless.
Coming, ladies wearing pink pants, you're telling me I'm not dressed for court?
Okay, calm down.
They're dress pants, though.
Okay.
No, it get better. Coop is a good judge. Yes.
Let me interrupt.
We're back, and let it be known that the last few lines of testimony from this witness will be stricken from the record. We would like to reinform you that you are under oath, and that everything you say on this stand should only be truth and what you are sure of.
Yes, ma'am.
That goes for any witness that is sworn in. Spence, if you have any further questioning, please proceed.
That's all the question I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Right, hold up. The what? Why is Garrett doing questioning?
Taco? Oh, what the hell is he all bloody for?
Jesus.
Taco, you gotta get searched by the officer.
I did.
What the hell do you sound like that for?
Does the defense have any further questions for the witness in this
We do not, Your
cross-examination?
Honor.
Prosecution, do you have any further questions for your witness?
No further questions.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may call your next witness.
I'd like to call Doc and Kayla to the stand, please.
Are you drunk? Probably not.
All right, sir. Could you state your name for me?
Doc and Kaler.
Doc and Kayla, you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you Mitch.
I do.
All right, you may sit, stand, whatever you want. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
Prosecution, please proceed.
Please could you state your name for the record?
Doc and Kaler.
Relation.
Just mere acquaintance. I've just purchased.
Okay, could you describe to the court what events you were witness to?
I better win this shit.
Okay, so on the evening of the I was just parked my vehicle behind the school, going to purchase or get out a substantial amount of money, and then behind me a vehicle which I saw a Rumbo, 4-wheel drive, with one I get other I have never.
Can you
could the witness please
speak up, please?
Yes.
Sorry, what was that?
The court recorder is having difficulty hearing you. Please talk with a little bit of a higher volume so that we can record it properly.
Speak up for the people in the back.
All right, how's that?
It is it's all right for now.
Okay, so should I start over completely?
Yes, please.
Okay, so on the day of the supposed hippie burning, I had just parked my car behind the Square Bank, and I was going to get a substantial amount of money out to purchase a new vehicle. And then behind me, I started hearing a vehicle creeping up behind me.
which was a four-wheel drive Rumpo with what I could possibly identify as Mr. Chang. I'm not sure who the other passenger was. I turned around and asked them what was going on, and they said that they could present an opportunity for me. They'd pay me 50 grand to blow up a green supercar across the street. At that point, he gave me a gas can, and there was a sheriff there. And I said, well, there's a police officer there. I'm not going to do that. So then he took me in his car and said, well, how about this? How about you blow up these vehicles in front of the dealership for 50 grand? I pretended to comply. At that point, after he had dropped me off, I had poured out the gasoline into the bushes and pretended to fire my weapon. And obviously, the cars did not explode. Shortly after, Mr. Chang had driven up to attempt to say that I had basically failed, of which the unidentified man jumped out of his car and poured gasoline on the taxi in front of the car dealership and shot shots into it, and for which it exploded. And then I jumped in the car again, and he asked me to tell him any whereabouts of Miss Julie Davis going forward. Shortly after, I was attempting to meet with Julie to purchase lottery tickets at the police department, to which I had seen a downed hippie on the ground, and I heard from a distance Mr. Chang stating to tell them that it was Miss Julie Davis that was, in actuality, the one that had killed the hippie. And then shortly after that, I believe Miss Julie Davis had arrived maybe 10 minutes after the fact. I don't believe that she was anywhere near the scene at the time. I had attempted to discuss this with the officer at the time, but they were busy, obviously, with the scene and resurrecting the associate on the ground.
Yeah, could you name the defendant who tried to pay you to blow up the cars?
Mr. Chang.
Yeah, she is.
Hello?
Did they... Sorry. Did they,
Please speak up if you can.
Did they ask you multiple times if you could... Sorry, let me rephrase that, actually. How many times did they approach you regarding what you just stated to the court?
Essentially just the one time.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Defense, you are free to question the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And he didn't take.
Hello, sir. For your record, for the record, can I have your name again, please?
Dawkins Kaler.
Hello, Mr. Kaler. Before this occurrence, have you ever had interactions with Mr. Chang or any of his associates?
I've briefly had an interaction. The first time I actually met Mr. Chang, I was having a conversation with Cadet Honey King and Mr. Judge Holden at the square, to which he was actually in the process of chasing a Hampton Brandon, and I had asked who is that individual, and Mr. Holden had actually said that is Mr. Chang.
Is there a Miss Honey King in the stand?
Wasn't
He is
matter.
not present.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned this hippie, and I've heard this hippie been brought up earlier by Matt. Who is this hippie? Do we have an identification of this person? This hippie
I don't
keeps
have
being
the
brought up.
exact. I do not have the exact identification of this individual.
So we don't know if this individual exists.
He definitely exists. We just do not know currently his ID, or I'm unaware of it at the moment.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned that Mr. Chang hired you for some services to blow up some vehicles, which you proceeded to go let the court know that you proceeded to follow parts of his instruction, according to your testimony, that you pulled out a weapon, started shooting it in the ground, pouring gas all over the place.
I did not discharge a firearm.
Can I have the court look into his testimony in regards to opening fire into the ground in public?
He said he
Now he's
pretended
stating
to.
that he did not do that.
His record states that he did not open fire. Said that he pretended to. Please continue.
Moving forward, you said that Mr. Chang had paid you money. Was there ever an exchange of funds from his hands to yours?
No, he's never actually gave me payment, nor did I actually ask for it.
And again, we have no idea of the individual of this hippie that has been brought up by Matt and yourself.
Objection asked and answered.
Just please continue with your line of questioning.
Earlier you mentioned about someone blowing up a vehicle. Can you clarify in your testimony who you saw do said crime?
I can't positively ID them. I just know that they're wearing an outfit similar to the jump there with the head garment.
And this is the incident regarding the tequila law.
No, this is a completely separate incident.
And this incident took place where again?
At the dealership.
So let me get this straight. You were looking to buy a vehicle. You approached the dealership looking to buy. Mr. Chang approached you, according to your testimony, asked if you'd go ahead and blow someone's vehicle up. Furthermore,
incorrect. I was at the bank and I was about to appropriate a large sum of money, to which he came up slowly behind me, to which I was apprehensive to get the money out because I wasn't sure what was going to happen if I was to just get the money out with the vehicle.
Your Honor, that's all I have for questioning.
Does any of the rest of the defense have any questions for the witness with cross-examination?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any further questions for the witness, prosecution?
Oops,
As a criminal.
No further questions.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may present your next witness.
I'd like to call Julie Davis to the stand.
Okay, Miss Davis, if you would, hands.
It was taken.
Okay. Miss Julie Davis, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you Mitch?
I do.
Okay, wonderful. You're free to sit or stand. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
Prosecution, you may begin your line of questioning.
Please state your name for the record.
Miss Julie Davis-Rodgers.
What is your occupation?
I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. I own and run the dealership, and I also sell lottery tickets in the city.
Okay, could you describe to the court the events that led us being here today?
Yes, ma'am. There's a whole lot. Uh, it started early one morning, about 2 weeks ago. I was over at Legion Square parking garage. I was trying to talk to the valet to get a vehicle, and Mr. Chang rolled up in a black pickup truck, actually. With him was Mr. Taco, uh, Mr. Garrett, and Miss Vivian. They held me at gunpoint and told me to get in the back of their truck, or inside of their truck. I believe Miss Vivian actually rode in the back, and I did as I was instructed because they were pretty scary. Um, we went for a long ride, and along the ride, I couldn't really see much, being in the back of the truck. Um, Mr. Chang, during the trip repeatedly talked to me about my lottery and called it a scam. Eventually, he kind of demanded that I needed to rig the lottery in their favor and give him 100 free lottery tickets, all with different numbers. Um, I was pretty scared at this point and didn't know what was going to happen to me, so I tried to appease them and assure them that I would definitely do that. But he didn't believe me and told me that because my lottery was a scam, I would have to play his lottery. Um, Eventually, we ended up at the abandoned motel in Sandy Shores. Um, and they took me from the vehicle cuffed up and they put me on the roof. And that's where we would play Mr. Chang's lottery. Taco had me in his hands and he carefully positioned me at the edge of the roof. In front of me, I could see a long road that passed behind Sandy Shores Medical Center, and on the ground in front of me, there was a ramp. Mr. Chang then told me exactly how his lottery would play out. I said that he and his associates were to each have a turn to drive up the ramp with the pickup truck in an attempt to take me out on the roof. They were trying to hit me with the truck. And he told me that if I survived, that I would be let go unharmed. So I stood there up on that roof, unable to move, and I had to watch as each of them got in that truck and drove away from me down that road, and then came barreling towards me, each time narrowly missing me, and each time they would talk about what they did wrong and how they could adjust things or move me and position me so they could get it right. After 4 attempts on surviving that, I thought I'd be freed, but Mr. Chang and Garrett, they kind of decided that the vehicle, it was too damaged, so those times didn't count, so they fixed up Mr. Chang's truck. And Garrett, he went and got another vehicle. It looked like a sports car that was purple. And this time, they both kind of went right after the other, like right in succession. Mr. Chang, the first time, he missed me by a long shot and flew over the building and landed in the back in the center. And Garrett came right after, and he veered off to the left, and he missed me, but he took out Taco. Mr. Taco, he got injured pretty bad, and they had to call for an ambulance to show up there, and they let me go. I guess, I don't know why they let me go. I guess it would look bad if they had me up in cuffs when the medics arrived. I don't know, but they let me go, and I ran off to some bushes nearby, and I called for the police to come help. And I hid in those bushes, scared, and I couldn't move. And eventually, Mr. Kareem Lyon showed up, and he talked to Mr. Chang and his friends. And then they drove off, and that's when I talked to Mr. Lyon and gave him my report. There was another incident when I was just driving around the city running errands. I was in my little...
Counselor, although I like to hear a 15-minute story going on here, but let's get to specific questions and specific facts. I as much as I want to continue this story, I want to see the counsel ask specific questions about the facts of the case.
Okay. Where did the events occur?
Each of the events, they occurred all over. There was one incident, like I said, at the Sandy Shores Motel. There was another incident on Los Santos Freeway where they tried to run me off the road and
Objection,
disabled
Your
my
Honor.
vehicle.
Not answering the question.
Robbie, did you just object and say not answering the question?
Oh, yes, brain deficiency.
There were several vehicle explosions and car bombings at my car dealership. There was an incident where I was kidnapped at the square. There was the shooting at the garage on Peaceful Street. I'm listening. I'm answering the question she asked where the events took place. And then there was the bombing at Tequila Law.
Okay, I'd like to reference there was a medical evaluation done by Steve Adams, Assistant Chief Medic. The evaluation states that Julie Davis is suffering from PTSD and grief of loss caused by the death of Paisley Hayes. How have the recent events caused any behaviours that you wouldn't usually present?
Well, I mean, the recent events. I've been exhausted. I've been doing nothing but running. Well, for a long time I did. I didn't sleep. I'd have flashbacks and nightmares. There was even one point where I found myself, I was on the roof of the police station. I made my way up there. They left the doors unlocked. And I was standing on that edge, and I thought to myself it would be easier to just jump. If Mr. Chang was intended for me to be gone, I'd rather do it on my own terms. But my husband showed up, and so did Steve McGarrett, and they kind of talked me down.
Were any threats made by the defendants before the attacks took place?
It was kind of throughout. The first incident, the motel was kind of out of the blue. Like he'd always tweeted out about my lottery being a scam and everything. I never really thought they'd do anything to hurt me. But after that, there were tweets here and there, and there was the evening that Mr. Randy Bullitt was arrested for the murder of my friend that he told me that I would pay. I would pay for this, for betraying him.
Could you tell the court exactly what he was referring to when he said you would pay?
Well, Randy had confessed to the murder of Paisley Hayes, who was my friend. And he had asked me to come out to the pier to talk to him about it. When that happened, I arranged with one of the officers in the city to make sure that conversation happened within earshot so that he could be caught. And when he found out that there was a policeman there that was intending to arrest him, he took off running and pulled out a gun, and the officer shot him down. And while he was being detained, that's when he told me I would pay for it. Yes, for betraying his trust.
Could you explain to the court how your lottery works?
Yes, ma'am. The lottery, I started out at $100,000 out of my own pocket, and I advertised for a week. The drawings are every Friday at 10 p.m. If I sell 100 tickets and there's a winner, then I've not lost any money. Sometimes people choose to provide donations towards the lottery to increase the prize pool, which I'm grateful for. If there is no winner, I add another $50,000 to the prize pool and sell tickets for the next week's drawing.
How did the recent events affect ticket sales?
Well, I mean, after the incidents at the dealership with the bombings, in regards to whenever they found out where I was or that I was at the dealership, they happened shortly after a tweet would happen. So after learning that, I didn't even use social media for a week or so. I was too afraid. I couldn't tweet out and sell tickets, and I couldn't even meet anybody anywhere. I was pretty much just on the run.
How did the recent events affect car deals, car sales, sorry, at the dealership?
Uh, I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't want to go shopping at a place that's getting blown up every, other day, every 5 minutes. Ever since I owned that dealership, it's always made a bit of a profit. After these events started happening, the dealership hasn't even been breaking even, if I'm being honest. Car sales were down.
How much does the car dealership usually make?
Usually I get 2 paychecks a week. It used to range between $200,000 and $500,000. Rent would be proportionate between $400,000 and $700,000 rent. After it started, the first paycheck was $177,000, and the second paycheck was slightly less than that. It wasn't enough to cover the $408,750 of rent.
I'd like to reference the security payments evidence stating the contract between Miss Julie Davis and her employees. Are any of the witnesses here under your employment?
Matt Rhodes is a sort of a co-owner of my dealership, and there are some individuals out there. Mr. Tommy Cruiser and Diamond Securities. I hired them after.
Did you say Matt Rhodes was your security?
No, Matt Rhodes was not security. Matt Rhodes is co-owner of my dealership. He helps me with my car sales and things there. I hired Tommy Cruiser, Diamond Securities, to help protect me, and they've been doing a pretty good job. And when they're not in the city, I've also hired some individuals at various rates per hour.
Are these employees legally contracted by you?
Yes, ma'am. There should be a contract for them. I believe there's a generic contract for people I hire as needed.
Okay, and how much are you paying them?
Mr. Tommy Cruiser, Diamond Protection Securities. I paid him $100,000 for his first week of service and $150,000 every subsequent week. Every other private individual I've hired, I made sure they had a valid weapons license, etc. I paid them $2,000 per hour.
How many individuals have you hired so far?
I believe 5, in addition to Mr. Cruiser and Diamond Protection Service.
I'm sorry, Julie. You said you believe, or what is the actual fact?
I would have to look at my document. I keep track of it, the date and the hours that they worked and the pay rate. If you'll give me one moment. It's 5. It's more than 5, but I didn't start keeping track until shortly ago. Everybody else was just off-duty officers here and there.
Okay. I'd like to reference the evidence stating the repair bills of Julie's FMJ. Which cars were damaged, Julie?
My FMJ was blown up twice. My Coroma was exploded on at least 3 separate occasions, and also Matt Rhodes' Jester was blown up at least twice, among other vehicles, and damage to my actual dealership facility.
How much did it cost to repair your vehicles?
The FMJ is It was a pretty expensive vehicle. A repair bill on that is easily almost $60,000. The chrome is around 8 to 10,000 if it's completely destroyed. I couldn't attest to how much it costs to repair a Jester.
Before I end my line of questioning, I'd like to reference that there is a police report from Kareem about the hotel incident. I forgot to mention that earlier. Other than that, no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Vince, you are free for cross-examination.
Hello, Miss Davis.
Mr. Garrett.
So earlier you mentioned the situation at this motel and looking over the report. I want to ask, were there any witnesses that can back up your side of the story?
There was myself.
Is there anyone else at the motel maybe staying that may have witnessed anything?
It was an abandoned motel. I'm not sure who would be staying there.
You also mentioned that the chain gang allegedly has been after you for a long time, that you wanted to commit suicide at one point because you were always looking over your shoulder, scared for your life, and that you wanted to end it yourself and not die to the hand of the chain gang. Why did they let you go if at the motel if they've been out after your life for so long?
That was the first incident that happened. I wasn't aware at that time that they were you all were going to intentionally pursue multiple malicious attempts and terroristic acts towards me.
Reading over Kareem Lyon's report, he states that the chain gang were questioned immediately leaving the motel, and that they were filming or looking to film some kind of, it says here, dirty movie involving Julie Davis and Mr. Chang. Do you have regrets of what was being done in the motel, and that is why you've created this story?
I'm not aware of any movie that was being shot. If there's film from a movie, please show it to me. I'd love to press charges for unlawful filming of anything that may have happened.
Earlier you mentioned that you had a lot of workers contracted at the car dealership. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You've had, you paid people here and there. You have some employees that you may not be keeping track of. They don't really know the full number. Some people working on the side. You have a security firm. Has yourself or your co-owner, Matt Rhodes, ever paid Kareem Lyon off duty?
No, sir.
Has money ever exchanged from your dealership, your hands, or Matt's hands to Kareem Lyon?
No.
So at the moment when the chain gang was questioned, why do you believe that they were not arrested after your testimony and speaking with Kareem? Why wasn't there a follow-up report done, a warrant?
Sorry, please repeat that a little louder. I didn't.
Objection. Hearsay.
Well, he just asked a question. I mean, the hearsay would come from her testimony. Are you objecting to his question as hearsay?
I'm objecting to his question. Yes.
I'll rephrase the question. Are you aware if Mr. Lyon or Kareem or the police department further went along in the investigation of what you're stating and created a police report based on the information you provided to said police officers at the motel?
Yes, there was an investigation done. He took pictures and he wrote up a report.
And do you know the outcome of said report or where that ended up leading to?
I don't know. I don't work for the police department. There's a copy of the report available for court today.
I'm available to see that evidence. Can we hold the court for Mr. Chang to get back into the city?
One moment. I don't think we'll have an issue with him getting in. While we have a quick recess, Nina and Holden, can I speak with you for a moment?
Hey, what's up, Cones?
I need to talk to Garrett. Garrett, I actually need to talk to you in private.
Oh shit, sorry.
Folks, let's keep it together.
What in the hell is going on over here?
We gonna be able to gather ourselves, or do I need to start cuffing people?
What's going on?
I think they're having muscle spasms.
Where's Garrett?
Let's gather ourselves and quit the shit, boys. Last warning.
Yes, please do not call me your mother.
Our short recess of the court has ended. Please continue your line of questioning.
Earlier you mentioned that you've been hiring people under the table for quite a while.
Not under the table. I have a generic contract.
Okay. Do you have information that can tell the court and peers here what officers you've been paying via contract? And was Miss Scarlett Winters ever involved in any payments from yourself or Matt Rhodes?
No, she was not. I paid Clarence Williams one time, and it is on record. There was a time that Miss Honeycomb came while she was waiting in the city for a FTO to be available. That she also did some security for me. There was one other off-duty officer. I couldn't tell you his name, but I do know he was another cadet that was waiting for a FTO in the city.
So you are aware Miss Winters just recently lost her job, correct?
I heard about that.
Would you say that she is possibly looking for employment from your car dealership, looking for extra money? Because you seem to have a great relationship with the police department.
I don't know. We've never talked about it. It's never come up.
I mean, if word gets around, Miss Davis, that you're paying individuals $150,000 a week, Miss Winters just lost her job. Let's not jump to conclusions. Um, you mentioned that you have suicidal thoughts often.
I didn't say
I read
often.
your. Okay. If you can go ahead and re-inform me of your medical evaluation and where you are in that process.
With all due respect, Mr. Garrett, the amount of shit that I've gone through these past 2 weeks has been more than I ever thought I could survive. I tried, and I have been trying to go about this the right way. I tried to go through the legal system, and I met red tape after red tape, dead end after dead end. And at some point, it just seemed pointless.
Is this when you took matters into your own hands?
This is when I found myself on the edge of a roof. Yes.
At this point, Ms. Davis, reviewing the evidence at hand, I am aware you're very good at bookkeeping. According to your record, you have reports of many police reports, have a great relationship with the police. Do you, by chance, you mentioned earlier, have any evidence or proof that correlates the story that Mr. Chang and associates often come after you, or anyone that can go ahead and defend that line for you that proves that Mr. Chang and his associates really have it after you? Looking over the evidence at hand, I don't see any of these pictures that you and Mr. Rhodes have taken that have Mr. Chang in them. There's no security footage, no photo evidence. All I see is exploded cars. Is there anything you want the court to know that I'm missing here that points the finger at Mr. Chang and associates, saying that they're the ones that are causing this grief, and it's not the problems that you've gone through in your life with the PSD from your daughter and other things that are making you think that Mr. Chang is involved?
With all due respect, sir, when there's a gang of people, well known criminals in the city, coming after you and showing up at your place of business, blowing up vehicles repeatedly, the first thing you don't think to do is pull out your phone and take pictures. The first thing you do is call for help. You call 911, and that's exactly what I did.
And I respect that, Miss Davis. Looking at the pictures, you have said that you have known that Mr. Chang was coming after you, and there may have been opportunities along the line for you to get in position, like you did with the Ramy photos, and waited for him to come back. At no point did you think we're going to get a picture of Mr. Chang and his associates today?
We did. That's why we were up on the construction site that day. We dressed up as construction workers and watched. I watched as that gas tanker came down westward on Adams Apple Boulevard, and I was so shocked and appalled by what I saw, I passed out.
So
Matt was
there's
there.
no photo evidence pointing the Chang gang to this incident?
No, but Matt was there to directly witness it. He tried to take pictures. Unfortunately, it was a little bit foggy
Ma'am,
that
I
day.
understand you're saying Matt was there, but Matt also earlier mentioned he was there to witness a hippie fire, and that didn't go so well for his statement either. So again, was there any photo evidence that you have or your prosecution that points the Chang gang associates to blowing up the car dealership?
I don't have pictures of that, no.
All right, Ms. Davis, thank you very much.
Garrett, I want to clarify on something, and pardon my interruption, Nina, Judge Valier. But when you say that didn't go so well for him, could you clarify on that for me?
Earlier, Matt mentioned that he was a witness to a situation of dealing a hippie fire. The records can show that he mentioned something about a hippie fire. Then early on, and then later on, he mentioned that he never actually witnessed it, that he was in conversation with someone that witnessed it. Thus, he used it in his testimony as a witness. And then later on in the prosecution, he mentioned that everything that he mentioned was he was there for and present and was a witness of.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I say something?
No.
No.
The defense is.
Do you have any further questions for the witness prosecution?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Miss Davis.
Candy, you look like you need some sugar. Yeah, you look like your sugar.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Never
Defense,
mind,
at this
Your Honor.
time, you may present your witnesses if you have any.
Unfortunately, Honor, is there a Rex Jones available?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rex Jones. Going to toss your hands up in the air.
Yep.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Mitch?
I do.
Wonderful, sir. You may be seated or stand at your choice. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
May begin your line of questioning.
Hello, Mr. Jones. Just so the court knows, have we ever formally met or been introduced?
I don't believe so, no.
Have you ever formally met Mr. Chang or any of his associates sitting at that table?
I have met Mr. Chang on one occasion and Curtis Wellroyd on 3. Nobody else.
Yeah, sir, what in God's name are you saying? But
Is it okay?
Please
up,
try to
sir.
speak a little
So
more.
I was okay now. So I met Mr. Chang once, and I've met Kurt times. I haven't met
Okay.
anybody else.
Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and not question this
it's
individual.
your witness, Garrett.
I just had some questions in regards to his hirement and his employment, but I can't understand what he's saying, so better left unsaid.
So we're gonna stricken any information that we didn't really hear anything, but you should probably get a medical evaluation on your throat, sir, and you have a great day, and you're dismissed.
I would like
May
to
call your second witness.
I would like to address the court, and I'm not sure in proceedings as I'm not a lawyer. I'm self-representing. How how the procedure works, but I would like to let the Honorable Coop Holiday know that we had issues earlier with two of the witnesses that the prosecution brought to the stand in their in the line of questioning and in their testimony. I would just like that to be shown amongst the court so that Coop is informed. Dealing with
Well, Garrett, I appreciate it, but Judge Valier is the presiding judge. You would need to say it to her, not me. I'm just here for assistance.
Okay, I thought you just wanted to fill you in, Mr. Holiday.
I was just curious on a question, but Judge Valier will have everything.
Perfect. That is all from the events, Your Honor.
Not wish to call any further witnesses. Hello?
1 second, please.
Yeah, really. Nothing.
We have no more further, Your Honor.
Well, may I, Judge Valier?
Please.
It's a little unconventional, but due to the circumstances of your attorney and legal counsel not being able to be here, I'm comfortable as long as Judge Valier is. If any of you wants to take the stand and testify under oath, Garrett may provide questioning, and the other counsel may provide cross-examination as well.
I'm more than willing to go on the stand.
Yes, me too. Yes, Your Honor, we are all willing to take the stand. Okay, sorry.
Let's make sure it's relevant facts and not another 2 hours.
I agree. I'm more than open to answer any questions the prosecution may have in regards to myself, and if that's something.
The problem is, Garrett, you seem to be the only one doing the questioning. So if you take the stand, I mean, who's going to question you?
If you want to question me, I can stay.
Oh dear.
We are going to go ahead and.
In this moment, I'm going to ask again if the defense has any further witnesses, any of the events that happened that they would like to call. That can be
Your Honor,
any of you.
We are going to go ahead and say no. Question. Okay.
Yeah.
We'd like to go ahead and further a line of questioning with Matt Rhodes.
Will not be recalling Matt for his testimonies.
There you go. Okay, we have no further questions.
You can
Your
call
Honor.
me if you want, guy.
Now. Your Honor. I would like to call up Mr. Chang to the stand.
Man, you got a spider on your shoe, Jim. I said Chang, not you.
Mr. Chang, you have to jump.
There we
Good.
go. There we go.
Is it okay if I stand and got bad knees?
Yeah, that's fine. Chang, if you would, hands in the air.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Do you, Mr. Chang, promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Mitch?
Yes, sir. Aye, aye.
All right, wonderful. Your Honor, the witness has been sworn in.
Mr. Chang, how long of a relationship do you have with Ms. Julie Davis?
Very wrong relationship. Wrong 11 months.
With all the alleged crimes that you've committed these past few months in regards to Ms. Julie Davis, with the car dealerships particularly, or even the hotel incident that she brought up, were you ever charged formally for these crimes or approached by any members of the police department?
Yes, the case with Marco, which was approximately 3 days ago. But
Okay.
actually, never found out the fucking ending of that one.
Language, Mr. Chang.
Mr. Chang, using such language in this courtroom will not be acceptable. Do you understand?
I understand.
And you will be provided the result after this case, Mr. Chang. So focus.
So in the relationship to the car dealership, Mr. Chang, these explosions and these pictures, did you have anything to do with these explosions?
Nope.
Miss Julie Davis and Matt Rhodes claimed that you, myself, and other individuals were at the car dealership blowing up her vehicles. At any moment in time, did you or any of your friends or your associates blow up any of her cars at her car dealership?
Nope, I've never blown up a vehicle at a car dealership.
Is there any way that Miss Davis somehow would believe that you are the reason to these cars exploding? Is there anything that would lead up to that event?
Nope, not that I know of.
That's all I have for questioning, Your Honor.
Prosecution, the witness is free for cross-examination.
Okay, Mr. Chang. How often do you go to the dealership?
Can you repeat the question?
How often do you go to the dealership?
I'm not sure.
Do you have a previous history with Julie?
Yes. I was sexually assaulted by Miss Joy Davis.
Would you say that you have an issue with Miss Julie?
Nope.
Have you bought any of her lottery tickets?
Yes.
How many did you buy?
I believe 5, if I remember correctly.
Do you remember who won the lottery ticket?
Nope.
But you didn't win, right?
Nope.
How does that make you feel?
I don't care.
So you're telling the court that you have no grievances against Miss Julie Davis, correct?
Can you repeat that question?
You're telling the court that you have no grievances against Julie Davis, correct?
Can you supply the definition of grievance?
Issues. You have no
Issues
problems
with Miss
her.
Joy Davis?
No reasons. Okay. Yeah, no further questions.
Would you like to examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Chang, earlier Ms. Julie Davis mentioned that Chang Associates attempted to rig the lottery. Do you know what the max amount of tickets one individual can buy is?
I believe it is 5.
You bought the max amount of tickets and never bought further tickets. Is that correct?
Nope. Never bought further tickets.
Would you say, Mr. Chang, that Ms. Julie Davis has seen some hard times in the last 8 months?
Yes, I would agree with that. She's a known alcoholic. She's known to go crazy, and that's all under records, priest record.
So you're saying that Miss Julie Davis is a known alcoholic, has been seen going pretty crazy in the streets. Is there anything else you would like to add to that?
Well, in the past she kidnapped me, sexually assaulted me, manipulated my
Objection
body.
irrelevant.
Sustained.
She had kidnapped me, grabbed my penis,
We sustained.
sliced it off.
We
Sustained.
sustained. That means stop. I'm sorry.
Means
okay.
that we would halt this particular testimony in line of questioning and get back to the events that the case is about.
All right.
Please rephrase your question or choose a different line of questioning.
I'll go ahead and be changing the line of questioning. In the events leading up to what Miss Julie Davis said is the day that Chang Gang destroyed her car dealership, blowing up numerous cars. Were you aware of these situations happening, or have any idea why Miss Julie Davis would assume it's you and the Chang Gang?
I was not aware. I've drove by the car dealer sometimes, and I've seen all kinds of priests there, all kind of chaos. That's all I know.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Chang.
Aye, aye, Captain.
The defense have any further witnesses they would like to call to the stand?
Your Honor, the defense has no further witnesses that we'd like to call to the stand.
Thank you. At this time, we will be commencing closing statements. Prosecution, the floor is yours.
Okay, so as we've heard here tonight, my client Julie Davis has been subject to harassment and terrorism by Mr. Chang and his associates on multiple occasions, not only disrupting her daily life, but her business and her mental health. I'd also like to point out that Mr. Chang said that he doesn't have an issue with Julie Davis, however, he is bringing up drinking issues, which is a defamation of character. And he also mentioned how he doesn't go to the dealership that often, yet in his testimony said that he drives by there all the time. And so I'd like to point out here that Mr. Chang is willing to lie on the stand regarding these things. So if he's willing to do that, what else is he willing to do? Thank you.
Are you all whispering that amongst yourself, or are you saying that out loud?
Can't hear it over here.
All right, just making sure.
Defense, you may. The floor is yours for your closing statement.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for going through this long and lengthy court hearing. I would like to make everyone know that these court proceedings need to have actual proof. As Julie Davis and her associates have no actual proof or findings that Mr. Chang and his associates ever had any involvement in the explosions and destruction of her car dealership. There's no pictures or anything that implicates Mr. Chang and friends had any involvement in anything that they were claiming. And unfortunately, things just don't add up. We had a witness come to the stand that also lied on the stand and couldn't get her story straight. Matt Rhodes failed to mention that he was the co-owner and co-founder of the car dealership when he mentioned he was only their friend. And Miss Winters came on the stand after being told by Miss Julie Davis that she is known to be paying police officers off duty, and Miss Winters recently lost her job for various reasons. I would like the court to realize that there's no evidence that points to myself, Mr. Chang, or any of my fellow associates at the other table had any involvement in Miss Julie's depression, suicidal thoughts, PTSD, which led from her daughter, and various other things. Myself included, I'm a citizen of this city, crime-free for over a month, and these crimes that are being implicated on my character are disgusting, as I have been a very, very honorable citizen of this city, keeping very clean, and for her to come and try to run my name through the gutter is just disgraceful. I'm going to rest my closing statements with the fact that the Chang Gang and associates have not been arrested for any of these alleged crimes that Miss Julie Davis is pointing towards us. There has not been a follow-up by the police in reporting, besides the fact that we may have attempted to film a dirty porno in the motel with Miss Julie Davis that Kareem Lyon written up. The CID has not been involved in further investigating the Julie Davis altercations with these acts of terrorism. So I think that the fact that she's pointing fingers at the Chang Gang with no actual proof or documentation is ridiculous. I hope that there is some good justice handled in this courtroom today. Thank you very much, Your Honor, and everyone for attending.
My mind's blown.
Thank you very much. At this time, I will be calling the court into recess while I deliberate on a verdict. Thank you, everyone.
Everybody, Chain Gang and Associates, can we huddle
Nina,
up here?
Did they say dirty porno?
You okay?
Yeah, they said dirty porno.
Over to the.
Julie, how does it feel to win?
Fuck, get the fuck back. Can we get an officer here?
And bring them together.
And
I'll move.
Can I have everybody here stand on the other side, please? Make.
Just leave me where I'm at.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, Mr. Bugs. Bitches get stitches, bitch.
Nah, you should. Disrespectful.
Shut the fuck up. Talking about disrespect, punching a woman.
Alright, Miss White.
Ms. Davis, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just hang tight.
Mr. Ortiz, if you
What
could
the
just
fuck?
stand back by
Okay.
the courthouse. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, right?
Miss Davis was just assaulted by Miss White. Yeah, something the judges should probably know about.
Let me go ahead
Sorry,
and
no, the other way around. I apologize. It was, yeah, Miss White assaulted Miss Davis. Yeah, apologies.
Okay, you can hear me, Miss Davis?
Yes, I'm sorry.
1 second.
Alright, it's okay. Alright, just hang. I'm trying to get you back up on. Where she hit you, man?
In the back of the head.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stand you up on your feet. You tell me if you feel any dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous, and you let me know.
Okay.
Okay, still with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Real quick, how many fingers I'm holding up?
10.
Okay. Alright. You tell me what my name is?
Oh, it's Mr. Bugs.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a police
Alright,
report to
can you tell me
say
where
that your
we are?
name is Mr. Bugs. And I don't have a picture of
hey,
her
hey.
hitting me in the back of the head.
Hey, it's okay. It's alright. Alright. Okay. As long as you're here and with us, just, if you would, just come with me. I'll escort you inside. And, I'll be back out here to deal with all this, okay? Come on, Miss Davis.
It's okay, Miss Davis. Go right ahead.
Which one of the Ziggy? Which one of the bodyguards?
Next time, Miss Davis.
Okay, which one of the bodyguards stand?
No, I'm not okay.
Miss Davis, are you alright?
No.
Stay over here, please. We don't want.
Golly. Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Over here.
Miss Julie, inside with me.
With all due respect, I'd rather be outside.
Okay.
You okay, Julie?
No, I'm not okay.
Scarlett, Sadie, stay with.
Yes, I will.
Alright, Julie, can I have a word with you just over here? Is that alright? Can I take you away for a second?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll be right here. Yep.
You got fucked over, man.
Tell them in case they want to read
Yeah, I know.
Who the fuck's talking? God damn it. Yeah,
What am I supposed to do? I can't trust the
there's
police.
nothing-
I can't trust the court system. I tried to do it the right way. I did.
Yeah, look, man. The ducks just weren't aligning, man. Like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but it's not looking good. But it's not that you didn't try, okay? I honestly. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Either way, man, you'll be alright, okay? You'll be alright.
It's not gonna be okay because it's just gonna show them they can continue to do whatever the fuck they want to do, and there's not gonna be anything to save me.
Well, I hope that they at least.
I should have just jumped from that
give you the
roof.
fucking restraining order. No, what are you talking about, man? Look, for fuck's sake, who's this?
That's my husband.
Rogers.
Oh, okay, all right. Look, man, Rogers, can I have a chat?
Yeah, give me one moment.
Please. Look, man, I know you've known her longer than I have and shit, and you've probably been through worse, but.
Yeah. Oh,
How you feeling, Miss Davis?
I plan to, and
you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I literally had no time. The second she took the first punch, that was it. We had to, initiate. By that time, you was already on the floor. She put you on the floor.
It's okay.
That's messed up.
Yeah, walk away, Chang. Walk away. Yeah, unfortunately, at that time, I managed to get a swing in, and then literally about half a second later, Jackson comes in and just pretty much knocks her clean out, puts her on the floor.
Yeah.
We literally, as soon as she ran past us. At that moment, we knew exactly what was going down. As soon as she took that first one, we were gone. We were there. You know.
Well, it doesn't matter though. I
Unfortunately,
don't
it was
have
on the
pictures
floor,
of it. I didn't get out my phone and take pictures of it, so it doesn't matter.
Well, if
It
I'm
must not
honest,
have
I
happened.
think it don't matter because if I'm honest, I think that after that incident, I don't think you got nothing to worry about because I believe Detective Snow made sure that Judge Nina knew about the incident that just happened.
It's not gonna matter.
You gotta relax, okay? It's gonna be okay. Trust me, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, there is thousands of, well, not thousands, there is a lot of witnesses outside the courthouse at that time, Miss Davies. I'm sure one of them will be able to submit, like, visual evidence to the judges if need be.
Absolutely. But Miss Davis, go inside or go and speak to your lawyer. We'll be over there in a second. I just want to speak to Jackson quickly, just about the incident that's just happened. Okay? Oh, she's just here. Yeah, you can come over if you want. By the way, what's her name again? I totally forgot. Sadie Williams. Sadie, you're more than welcome to come over. Let me just make sure she can come over. Sadie.
Miss Davies, mine out
Just
from
do
the
me a
vehicle.
if you could just do me a favor and just make sure that she's okay for just a couple of minutes. She's under a lot of stress. Is that okay? Thank you. Thank you. Come with me, Jackson.
Oh, they didn't even let me share my story. I didn't even get to say what all they done to me.
Yeah, that threw me. I meant to ask you what Jesse's involvement was after that, but I completely. It's so late
She was
right
at the
now,
incident on the highway.
Yeah, and I meant to ask that question, and I just blanked because obviously you didn't get to say that she did that. Going back into the car.
Is there any point?
Julie? You
I
alright?
don't know yet.
No, I'm not okay.
I'm pissed. I mean, as a witness, I can't just speak up when words are twisted when I'm not on the stand. I don't know why they spoke to me when I wasn't on the stand, and I'm a little upset about that.
It doesn't matter. I mean, there weren't pictures.
I said one thing.
My
He said I
apologies,
said another. No, it's not your fault.
Yeah, no,
How can he
I
say
should
I
have
said
objected
something that I didn't say?
He was badgering you, and I should have objected to that, but I didn't actually realize at the time that was what he was doing.
Yeah, but he flat out lied. How?
Yeah, they are.
How is that
I'm
acceptable?
pretty sure they all lied on there. I mean, he's not under.
Of course, that's what they
Chang
did.
definitely lied
That's
on the
what they
stand.
do. They lie and they take and they do whatever they want to people. And it's this kind of bullshit that allows them to continue doing it. It would have been so much easier if I would have just got some guns and went after them myself.
Julie, don't you dare say that.
Don't talk like that. It's not a solution.
Don't say a damn thing.
There is no solution. It's the solution. I told you in court it doesn't matter what's right or what's fair.
Wait until the judgment.
You haven't heard the verdict.
The
I mean, the
verdict,
judges. I know Nina.
I'll be
and
one
she's
second.
gonna look and see how many holes they have in their defense. It was a joke. It just reminds me of what happened with your prior court case with Sir Lee and them. It's just a joke.
All right, now I'm curious.
Are you
they
referring to from the defense's side?
Sorry.
Yes. You did great, Sadie. I'm not. No. You did fine. I'm sorry if that came across that. It was
I just didn't quite hear what you said.
No. The defense. It was exactly the same with her prior court case, where there was no lawyer for the defense, and it was Sir Lee and officers.
Oh, sorry. I was sorry. I'm just trying to get through. Like I'm trying to get to my car.
No, you're
Sorry.
They
Yeah,
don't
my
have a
car's here.
defense because they are guilty of everything that I said. They did all of those things. They were there. Mr. LaBarge saw them come to my dealership.
I didn't actually park this car here.
And he saw
I don't want to hit it.
somebody else was in your car, Rex.
Yeah, I know. I gave them keys. It's fine. They just parked it really shittily.
It just, yeah.
It's interesting. Is this their romper?
It's one of them, yes.
That's Taco's Rumpo.
Okay, I was gonna just point out how it's interesting how it's a different color.
Oh, they have.
That's Taco's Rumpo. Chang has a green one.
Okay.
I can
Green or
confirm
tan.
that because I've pulled him over in it multiple times. And Mr. Jobless has a black one.
Okay.
It was Mr. Chang's Rumpo that almost ran me off the highway and killed me. And it was Mr. Chang's Rumpo that they put me in when they took me from the square. And it was Mr. Chang's Rumpo that was driving around the police station keeping an eye to see if I would get arrested for burning that hippie that he falsely accused me of doing and convinced other people to try and say I did it.
Hey, Julie, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
No, I meant from the whole, like, altercation over there.
I'll be okay.
Wanted to check. Luke told me that he heard Curtis and Rami talking about killing you at the train station trial started. So I'm pretty sure he talked to Snow about that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that would have been the worst out of his life.
Right.
Yep, because
Definitely.
I had just gotten off the train and I was still in my uniform. Plus, she had the security officers.
Yep.
Just
No.
They're waiting
so,
ready.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think that's what that was when they attacked you.
Okay.
But Luke, I encouraged him to tell Snow about that because I think it was important. So, yeah.
It's very important. I mean,
That's very important.
Well,
be
yeah,
honest,
exactly. It's extremely important. So.
And if he tries to kill her, and we have evidence that he did it, like had intent to do it prior, then he can be charged with.
If he kills me, there's not going to be any witness. There's not going to be me standing there with my phone out while he's killing me to take pictures to prove that they killed me.
Yeah.
No.
I like.
It's
how
going to be
he
this all over
is
again.
Like, oh, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's clearly evidence when we have witness statements and witness testimony under oath of what happened. There's clearly evidence.
Can I just put in? I'm sorry, sir. Can I just? There's one big mistake that Mr. Garrett messed up on. He actually messed up on one big thing. I don't know if any of you kind of heard it. He said on his closing, whatever it was, that there is no evidence of him or his associates doing any damage to Miss Davis' car. That's not correct, because I believe that there is definitely proof of Rami pouring gasoline on the car
Yep.
and blowing it up. And if you noticed as well, I'm not a lawyer, but if there's one thing I definitely did notice, at the end when he was saying that he was only talking about himself, about how clean his record was, he wasn't talking about the rest, was he? Rami probably got in trouble today, so he probably did. Everyone else.
I can probably even, if I go and sign on duty and check the computer right now, I can probably go and see exactly how many of them have been arrested. I can actually verify that yesterday, Mr. Chang and another individual were sent to jail for 120 years.
Yeah,
Straight
I
up.
thought I heard that too, that he went to jail for 120 yesterday.
Yeah. And I like how they're trying to have Garrett represent Miss White over there when he's not even a lawyer.
Well, I guess their attorney couldn't make it or something. I don't know.
Correct.
They never listed an attorney.
Oh, they
He's only
didn't?
allowed to. They didn't list him, but it was made aware that Habibi, their attorney, but he's had issues, other world issues, but in a court of law they're allowed to self-represent, but
right.
after that, he can't go and represent Miss Jessie right now because she's
I was
no
to
longer
say that's not going to happen.
You know, it's no longer in the case.
I'm sure he'll
I
still
don't
do
think
it.
Coop would allow it, to be honest. I think Coop would say you want a bar certified lawyer, and I'm not going to represent him. Her, sorry. Did she attack you in front of cops as well?
In front of me and her 2 security and off-duty deputy. Ziggy was just coming out, and Daryl was standing by the door. So yes, in front of a detective as well as an off-duty deputy and 2 security.
Okay, there you go. Even if she did have an actual lawyer, she stands no chance. Too many witnesses.
I don't know. There's not a police report and there's no pictures. I didn't think to get out my camera, you know, to take a picture
Julie,
of her
you need to calm
assaulting me.
down. Julie, you need to calm down, okay? I understand. I understand you're in a lot of stress. Calm down, okay? You're absolutely fine. You've done great in there. There's so much he messed up on. They got no witnesses. And yeah, about that actually, I do want to ask you.
Burden of proof.
He brought a witness up to the stand. That witness told me he was a detective looking for you, helping you out. So why is he a witness to them?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we questioned that earlier. We spoke with Rex and we were like, do you know why they're calling you up? And he said, I have no idea.
Okay. I'm just a little bit curious about that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, me too. It would have been interesting to be able to find out why they'd called him up, but yeah, they didn't want to continue the line of questioning, and they didn't want me to ask him questions due to his voice.
Yeah, I mean, if you probably had a line of questioning for him if he didn't have any the vocal issues, but
Yeah.
it just
There were definitely some things that I wanted to ask him.
Miss Julie, if you don't mind me saying, from someone being in the stands and, you know, kind of listening over the whole thing, you done great. You actually done really good. Even with, there was so many questions that he was messing up on, and he was trying to dig something out, and you, right there, straight back, you had an answer, and that was it. He would move on to something else. He wouldn't fight it. You done really well, okay? I promise you.
yes, you have.
Yeah.
On Lucas.
Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened. I just saw Julie on the ground.
Yeah, Miss White came running out, said, I hope you're happy with winning, and then proceeded to beat her in the back of the head and shove her to the ground.
She said snitches
And
get
that's when her-
stitches.
Yeah, I heard that when she was over next to you.
Yeah, never heard that before.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Julie. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So original. No, I'm just saying so original.
I wonder what I was
Julie,
snitching on.
Unfortunately,
That's all right. Bitches get ditches too.
There was only witnesses. There's no photo evidence of her hitting you, and so she's gonna be let go.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because
what am I
somebody
doing?
didn't pull out their camera and take a picture.
Oh.
That's the
Didn't happen.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Everyone here could witness the same thing. Let me just clarify. Let me just clarify. She can only pick 2 people. They're gonna go there. They're gonna give the same story because they saw the same thing. And you know what the other side's gonna say? There's no proof.
No proof. No proof. No evidence. There's no
Do you
picture.
Do you have a police report? Sorry,
I
the
will
officers
go
didn't
down
want
to
write
the
one up.
station, and I will write up an off-duty police report.
Well, I
saying
mean,
exactly what happened, exactly what I
you
witnessed.
responded to the situation at the garage, and you responded to the one at Tequila Law, but because we're married,
Yep.
couldn't testify to any of that.
Also, one thing, sorry to butt in, I do apologize. One thing that he did mess up on is saying that all contracts, staff related to you, were under the table. I don't believe that was correct. I've seen, you know, agreements for us too. And I believe if you've done that for me, then I believe there's more, you know?
There are
Correct
more.
me if I'm wrong, but under the table implies that it's being paid, you know,
Dirtily?
not
Like
dirtily,
paying with
but
no.
without the IRS knowing, essentially.
It's circumventing
Right.
tax, so yeah, it is technically illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like the other officer, the other deputy that protected you was Mike Reagan, because I was
Okay.
on duty when he was waiting for an FTO, and that was the other deputy that was waiting.
Rogers, was it Casanova and Clarence at the
Yep,
garage?
it was Casanova,
Yeah.
Clarence, Bidwell, and myself.
Well, unfortunately, there is no police report because Casanova didn't want to make one. How does this work?
I mean, I would have written up a police report, but due to the fact that conflict of interest, I decided against it.
I mean, I was GSR tested there. It happened. There's no denying that happened.
We specifically
I
requested
know.
other people aside from you, Rogers, so that they could not claim that you're
Because
biased.
I took pictures of your vehicle with the bullet holes in the back of the vehicle. I took pictures of Randy Bullett's vehicle that had been shot out and shot up. When I arrived on scene, the medics were across the street helping Rami and another individual, as well as Julie was over there with Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang had Julie in his custody. I went over there to secure her. Medics helped up the other individuals, and I kept an eye on Julie. Casanova and Clarence were first on scene and had gone down. I roll up with Bidwell, and we start clearing.
Exactly. That's exactly
And we
what I would have
find
said if
Matt
I would have
down.
been able to. It's fucking bullshit. They didn't let me share my story. As much as it interests me to hear this long narrative, I'm gonna ask you not to. Fuck him.
Hey, Ziggy, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You're one of them fancy detectives now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Later.
Let's say you see something. Right?
Bully, you better put that fucking finger down now. Sorry.
Let's say you respond to a call or something, and I specifically inform you that I have, an active court case, and I need a police report. Are there any repercussions for you not filing a police report?
I would need to if there was a crime being reported that I'm obligated to take it. You can, if you want, you can toss negligence that way of whoever you asked to do so.
Well, that would.
You are a special kind of stupid boy. Don't touch that door handle again. You hear me?
Hey man, just be on point ready, okay?
Why not? Why not let him take me out in front of this crowd of people?
Oh, unfortunately, witnesses don't matter, Julie. If you'd like, hold on, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you get
I'm
your
ready.
phone out?
Go,
Thank
Julie,
you.
go.
Yeah, let him.
No,
Hold on.
Julie, stop.
No.
I'm fine.
Oh.
Goodness.
This is frustrating. I mean, Mr. Labar himself saw Chang roll up and saw my security have to step in and stop shit from happening. The DA, I believe, witnessed things happen.
You're right there, sir. Seem to be kind of going around in circles. Yeah, well, I'm just doing what I do.
Randy, get inside now. That is a lawful order, son.
Randy's been sending me text messages.
Kind of text.
He said that she's dead and she's never coming back. I killed your best friend. And I'm still here making money. That's the kind of text that he sends to me. But you can't use those in a court of law either. On the counter, you could hack your phone and make it look like somebody else's name and somebody else could be sending them. Or somebody could steal your phone and send that stuff. You can't use Twitter feed. On the counter, people could hack your Twitter account, so you can't use that as evidence either. Can't use videos on the counter. I don't know why. all you can use is pictures. And like we both said on the stand, in the moment when you got a gang of people known to be trying to hurt you, the first thing you want to use the phone for is a call for help. And that's what I did every
Yeah.
time. Why isn't there police
Well,
reports? I don't know. That's not my job. My job is to trust in the police department that they're going to help me. My job was to trust in this judicial system, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't know who I'm supposed to trust or what I'm supposed to do. Next time they come towards me, I'm going to put a bullet in their fucking head.
Don't do that.
Why not?
Because you don't need to get in that sort of trouble, miss. Okay?
Well, I mean, it's either that or I die, or I keep going through the same bullshit. Because this, I tried this way, and it's obviously not working.
Guarantee you, miss. You ain't gonna have to worry for much longer.
That's probably the truth.
You want to step inside, or are you okay for a minute? Just let me know. How you doing, sir?
All right. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. I just, it's, it just feels like we keep going in circles and nothing is actually being done.
No, I understand.
Because it just seems like, oh, they get a slap on the wrist and that's about it. There's no
justice.
Yeah. I mean, still throwing them in jail for the 120. It's like, okay, yeah, for all their extensive crimes, but just like it just feels like them going away for that long doesn't really do anything. They just like, okay, it's just a time that we sit in jail, and then we come back and do the exact same thing. I just feel like there's no consequences for what they've been doing to Julie and to the city.
Listen, man, don't worry. I'm on the same page, right? You know, we can do these laps in circles all we want. It ended up in, I mean, worst case scenario, they get 120 and then, you know, they're out and it's up and over with. The problem is that, you know, they don't plan on doing anything else, so it's fucking, I don't know, real fucking real lame on our end, but whatever. It's
well, I mean,
not our
it's not.
decision.
It's exactly. It's like we're within, like, we're limited to what we can do. Fortunately.
You're limited? How limited am I if the police are limited?
It's, I mean, even we're limited by things set in place that you know, above us that we can't do nothing about. I mean, I understand where you're coming from as far as, you know, evidence reports, things like that. You know, and that, you know, the police reports that weren't filed, things like that. That is obviously an issue that we, you know, we should be held accountable for if that is the case. Again, I do not know, and I don't plan to make a statement on any of that. But if that is the case, then, you know, we ought to be held accountable for it. But as far as if they were to be punished, you know, we can only go so far on that. While it does, it does suck. It's just kind of above our heads at that point.
I mean, personally, when I have big cases, like I wrote up a bunch of like police reports in regards to David Lackey. I have two police reports written about him, as well as I have a police report and partial investigation that I've been doing on a 24/7 string of robberies and murders that I've been working on.
Mm.
Like it takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't take too much effort to like write down transcripts of what happened and make sure you get security footage of what happened and notes left on the scene, and yeah.
Tommy.
You okay?
Do you think it's wise for us to like move the vehicles that we parked around in the car park to this position, so when the court case does end, that we actually get her into the vehicle quickly as possible, rather than going into an alleyway?
I would do that, but I believe they're trying to keep this area clear. But
what I
yeah,
can
let's.
do,
I'll tell you what,
gentlemen,
let's do it.
is I can grab my
Sorry, sir.
Oracle. Well, I can grab my Oracle, or we can. It's because it's parked in the sheriff's parking lot.
We have
I can go
two.
and grab that.
We actually have some business cars, some security cars over there, sir.
Okay.
That we would like to escort. Maybe you and is it your wife, sir?
Yeah.
Escort you and your wife back to wherever you would like to go, sir.
Okay, we can do that. And I mean, once I get my weapons back from Ziggy and from the court, I will definitely be carrying mine. And I can carry
There's no problem.
Happily to carry it openly, seeing as how I am an off-duty deputy.
There's no problem, sir. Do you think being an off-duty officer would be okay if we park our vehicles here ready for
Yes.
departure?
It's not.
That's okay?
It is not a illegal parking zone. There's no red line. There's no fire hydrant. You guys are fine to park there.
We're going to do that quickly.
Yep, I'll keep an eye on her. You're good. I got
Thank you, sir.
Might want to go back in the courtroom. Tina just went in.
Folks, we about to begin again. If we could all find our way inside.
Okay.
All right, everybody, please be reseated and settle
Quickly.
down. Judge Valier
Yeah,
has
Ziggy, can you
returned from her
escort her in, please?
deliberations.
Just make sure nothing happens.
We are set to reconvene.
We got a couple people moving their vehicles, and then they will be right back with.
Do you have any idea what that is?
I have to look that up.
Looks like we're
actually.
starting.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is either, but you definitely should look it up. Because apparently that makes it admissible.
All right, everybody, hang tight. I'm gonna go make sure everybody's okay outside, and then I'll.
Aye, aye, Captain.
If you would just take your seats, sit down. Let's remain quiet.
Aye, aye,
You guys
Captain.
never come into a court case ever again in my life.
And please be moved now to the side of the people I'm supposed to be.
Yep, it's still on.
Taka, you slept through half of it, bud.
Really? So it seems like it's 8 hours already.
Okay. I can't even see the judges from here. Sideways.
JJ, you're talking too loud.
Officer JJ, is that shit?
I don't even hear him.
Yeah, me either.
Yep, I called that about 10 minutes ago, didn't I?
Yep, too much soy. Too much soy.
Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and take our go ahead and sit back down, get back in our seats. We're gonna call it back in session here, and let Miss Valier take over.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Ma'am.
Yep.
Yes, Janja.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to thank you all for attending the case of Julie Davis versus Mr. Chang and Associates. At this time, after deep consideration and deliberation, I, Judge Nina Valier, will be granting the relief of a restraining order on the following parties: Mr. Chang, Rami Ali Rahim, and Julie Davis. In reference to the restraining orders, Julie Davis will have a court-ordered restraining order against the following defendants: Mr. Chang and Rami Ali Rahim. In addition, I will be granting Mr. Chang a restraining order against one Julie Davis. Restraining orders will be called into question at public events, such as mayor or citywide events. If both parties can act civilly at events, they both can stay engaged. To the relief requests for costs of damages to vehicles, Rami Ali Rahim will pay in full $30,000 to the plaintiff, Julie Davis. I would like to remind the court and citizens of Los Santos that as people who choose to live in this wonderful city, it is our choices and our character that decide our future. Thank you all for attending. Court is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, good luck with that.
Hey, Rami, good luck, mate.
And Rami, just to clarify, if you do not pay up, I will put you in, let's say, a year per dollar.
Okay, sounds good, boss.
All right, Mr. Chang.
Yes, somebody call me?
I have a
Mr.
question
Chang,
for,
please
for
follow
the-
me.
for the judge real
Where
quick
are you?
before we
Oh, yes, the other
disperse.
case.
Today, City.
Um,
Will be
Sorry, I
compensated.
can't.
What
I
about
can't
the
hear you.
monopoly
Can
in the
we,
car dealership?
just move to the side? Sorry, I'm whispering, but they're talking.
Garrett,
really
here you go again about the business. What do you mean a monopoly of the car?
Well, like, how is Mr. Chang supposed to buy a car
Yes,
if he has
sir.
a restraining order?
Sounds like
Wait,
a
did
him
she not
problem.
address that? He can still go to the dealership.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, okay, that's okay. Thank you.
We can't. The court
As
can't
long as you
withdraw
aren't
such
causing trouble.
a demand.
Is that Grandpa?
Right.
Perfect.
I would say as long as y'all are peaceful and don't cause trouble for us, then I mean, the police don't have an issue with you guys.
Everyone here is a witness. You guys know that the Chang Gang is one of the most peaceful organizations here in the city. I want to thank you guys
Oh
all for
my
your time
God.
Just stop.
and hope you guys have the rest of your evening very, very great.
Yes, it's over.
Yes,
You're
Garrett.
right.
I don't know what drugs he's smoking.
I mean, it's something.
You ready to go, Julie?
Officer,
Garrett,
can
let
I
me
get
talk to
my
you.
weapons back from you, please?
Dennis.
Listen, there's a bin at the front. I put everybody's weapons there. Just
Right
collect
here.
them as you
Come here.
go.
Come here.
There's a bin at the front door.
Okay.
Just yeah, it's just a bin. It's a nice little bin.
Miss Davis,
The front door. You know,
Yeah.
you can't. You.
ready to go?
Garrett.
come on, Jackson.
Oh my god, no.
Take-
I gotta
take
stay
back.
here. What are you doing? Why are you carrying me?
They aren't doing anything about the perjury.
No.
That's fucking.
Do you want to ride with us, sir?
Yeah.
Get out my car, man. Get out my fucking car right now. I swear to God, you best get your get out my car right now.
Up, egghead motherfucker.
Where's Julie at?
What?
You're gonna be Julie's bitch somewhere else.
Yeah, see you later, man. I know
Don't.
you're a bit salty,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, have a good one.
Hey, Julie, come here.
Nah, man, she ain't going nowhere.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna pay her. Shut up.
Michael, can you
Nah,
collect
man.
the payment for me?
Wait,
Okay.
what?
I'll be collecting the payment, Rami.
Yeah, sure. Here. What was it? 30?
Yes, sir.
Yo, boss, have a good one.
Good one.
God damn.
Oh, just paid.
Tony, go ahead.
We okay to go?
Get her out of here. Yeah, go ahead and get her out of here. I'm gonna
Jackson,
go
take
get
front.
my car. Yep, you guys good. Matt, If you want to
Matt,
go with her, that's fine.
jump
I'm gonna
in.
go get my car. Yep.
My car's around the corner. I'll follow.
Hey, Garrett, I appreciate that, by the way.
Go to the repair shop or the thingy shop. How you feeling? Okay?
No, I'm not feeling
You're not feeling okay? You got a
No.
restraining order. That's what you wanted.
it. Yeah.
That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah. Not gonna stop though. Not against all of them. It's against two of them.
Exactly. The two main ones.
Yeah, but
The other one's a minion
that's
to
the
one
thing.
follow.
Randy is
The
currently
one's the puppet
texting me right now.
Thing.
Listen, I learned a lot on when I was a criminal. And the one thing I know about Ryan is that he won't do shit unless Chang's around or unless Curtis is around.
Randy
He won't
texted
do.
me
He
just now.
won't. What'd he say?
Said, told you I'm still walking free, happy face. Not worried, huh? I love being free.
He ain't gonna do nothing.
Does that restraining order like also include a no contact order?
Randy
To where
doesn't
he
have
can't
a
be making
restraining
contact
order.
with you? Ramy? I thought you said Ramy.
Oh, it's
not Randy. Okay.
Oh, it's
well,
Randy? Oh, okay.
But I guess because there's no police report or no witnesses to say that he was at the place where we got shot, doesn't count.
I understand. Have to take a sign of relief though that one of the main guys that you were worried about, you have a restraining order now, and that's great news.
$30,000, right?
Yeah, I don't get that. 30,000, is that it?
Yeah. That's it. That's my pain and suffering and damages. $30,000 fucking dollars. After everything that I've been through, $30,000.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked when I heard that.
That was a
if I'm
bigger
honest.
joke than. I tried to do it the right way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, what good did it get me? I'm still gonna be looking behind me everywhere I go.
Roger.
I'm still gonna be on the run.
Sir and Miss, can you, if you want to talk, can you like safely do it in your office so I can guard the door?
Yeah.
You don't have to guard anything anymore. I'm done.
No, Miss, you're still under my protection, and until my boss says so, I'm gonna oblige that you go into your office, or ask politely that you go in your office so I can protect you safely.
What was the point of any of that?
There wasn't. I just feel like there was no point to that because for $30,000, big whoop, like that, and two pieces of paper saying you can't be next to Chang and Chang can't be near you. But that doesn't Rapping Randy, Curtis, Jesse, Taco, who all are associated with him. It just, I,
It's stupid.
it just, I feel like there's no point to it.
There is no point. Like I said, it'd be a lot easier if I'd have just took care of the problem myself alone.
No. Because you have to look for Paisley. We have to look out for her.
I'm looking out for her. If I'm not around, there won't be anybody for them to worry about anymore, and you guys will be safe.
Can't let them win. I know you're stronger than this.
Can we help you, sir?
So it's Johnny, man. What's going on, Johnny?
Doesn't matter.
Sorry, what you say?
Yeah, you need to be careful.
I need to watch my back? And why is that, bro?
I mean, if you're on the other end, right? I think everybody on the other. I think everybody on the other end could be in trouble.
Oh, and why is that, man?
Come on, let's just be honest. How does Chang and them roll? You've
What,
been
so
on
you
a
telling me...
shitload.
Mate, I'm going to tell you something straight right now, bro. If Chang, Rami, whoever the fuck they do, whoever they are, they come for me, man, it's going to be the worst mistake of their fucking life. And I'll put that in front of every person in the city.
Yeah, I mean, I did choose a side.
I know, man, I know. But
Well, I mean,
you ain't got
Chang,
to worry about nothing, man.
You're right, you're right. Yeah, you know, I was kind of holding off on, you know, executing Chang and all of them. But,
Chang's got a restraining order now. He ain't gonna be trouble. Rami, this punk ass ain't gonna do shit.
I'm not gonna lie, they kind of stooped to an all-time low. They replaced. Okay, so you know how the saying goes, family is family.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no family to me anymore. Fuck that. I helped them one time, right? Helped them one time, then they're just gonna shut their back on me. That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man. They try to do anything, man. It's gonna be their biggest mistake.
Yeah.
They'll get everything that bitch just got.
Tommy, I have got an apartment that we can escort Miss Davis to for like safe haven for the time being. I do need to talk to her as well. It's super important.
Okay,
but for you,
she's busy right now.
Yeah, if you want an update on the person at hand, would it be alright if I talk to you privately, Big T?
It's gonna have to be some other time, man, because in my head is super late.
Oh, time is it for you in your head?
About 4.
What?
Yeah, man.
Big T.
Hold on.
You go to bed, brother. I got it. You good.
It's cool, man. Until she's rested, man, and she's okay. I ain't going anywhere.
Like I said, boss, I have got an apartment I can escort Miss Davies and her husband to if they want
we have
to.
Our house. I
I
have
told you I'll be
security
okay.
cameras as well as a security alarm. As well as I have a 12 gauge for anybody that comes through the door unannounced.
Would you just mind? I'll feel a lot better if we escort you to them premises, so we know that you're
I
actually
don't have
safe,
a problem
sir.
with that. I don't have a problem with that.
It's
Miss
fine.
Davis?
I'm gonna go to sleep in my office after I
Okay.
talk to John.
Okay.
Then
No problem.
Be waiting out here.
Yeah, that's fine, sir.
So I appreciate both of you guys. Thank you again.
That's no problem, sir. That's what we are here to do, you know? Just do apologize that we didn't get there quicker, you know?
It's not your fault. It was something that happened too quick for us to all notice. You just came out
Yeah.
of left field.
I really wish the prison officers like escorted the first group out first, and then when they were out with
Yeah, I kinda
the
thought that's what they were
defendants,
gonna
like
do.
kind of moved us out with them. You know, then the police would have actually been outside all at once.
I thought
I
that's
feel
what they
like
were gonna
How is it? How is it that they only gave me $30,000?
I have no idea, miss.
I thought it was $300,000.
It was $30,000.
Boss, did you just read
That's
Twitter?
so.
They want their money.
And they
Yeah, what's
get
that for?
700 and something thousand dollars for their court case?
Wait, sorry, what?
This justice system is a piece of shit.
You just say they got 700,000 for that court case?
That's how much they were suing for in their court case. That's how much
Yeah,
they're
well,
going to
they ain't
win.
gonna get that. Nah,
Oh,
they're
I
not gonna win
guarantee
that.
you they are.
But if they do, then we know that it's corrupt, and I'll make a statement.
Miss, is it actually okay to escort you to your actual house rather than you sleep here? Because I
No,
would feel a lot safer.
it's fine. I don't care about protection anymore. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, so you kind of closing this, or you know, what do you mean?
It's fine. I'm
Ms.
gonna go.
Davis?
I'm gonna go get on the train to the
Okay. All right, no problem. Go and get some rest, okay? Go and relax. Just go and relax, okay? I think she's gone.
Randy is a fucking jerk. They all are. The whole thing is so fucking corrupt. Oh, no, I don't have any problem with them out of game. Fuck them in the city, though. I'm gonna stop this because it's off and it's a load of bullshit, and I'm gonna be on a train for a couple hours. So just gonna wait so I can be murdered. Don't worry, I'll be sure to pull out my fucking phone while I'm being murdered, though. So there you go. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it when I'm handcuffed. I guess I better have it ready right before.
But I want to do it in a new manner. I don't want to kidnap her and kill her. I want to do something else. I gotta think. I need like a day, and I'll figure it out. Give me a day. Give me a day, and I'll think of some new crazy shit. Because the whole kidnapping and killing people, let's be honest, nothing really comes from it. But like the thing we did to Coop, where we, made him kill somebody, and then it stirred up a whole bunch of stuff. I think that kind of route is better. An RP, because you kidnap him, you kill him, nothing really happens. Touch Matt, get gutted again. Well, you're gonna have to stop me, Tessa. I think maybe something with Big T. Something with Big T involved. Because that's her boyfriend. Winters. You have to have a little talk with Winters too. Matt. I think Matt has had it coming for a long time. We've never actually done anything to Matt, have we? Matt has kidnapped me before. Matt kidnapped me, stabbed me, and threw me in the ocean a long time ago. Months ago. I just remembered that. Yeah, Tessa? Your angel Matt tried to kill me? What the? I just remembered that. That was when I first started RPing. Not like first, but that was like in my early days. That was like 9 months ago. What the heck happened? What is going on for the game? Oh, my internet. That is why. God damn, we got in, but then my internet. I gotta figure out what's wrong with my internet. It randomly just drops. I don't know. Huh. Matt is no angel. Matt is life. Oh, sweet. Okay, I didn't lose my spot. All right, we're back in. How'd the court case go? I won 400K, Rami. Dude, I had an amazing dinner today. I had oh man. It was like lobster.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking. Oh, it won't let you join? Um, I don't know what to tell you. You gotta go to 5 a.m. Some servers you have to be whitelisted and fill out an application for. I forgot I was still here. That's my bad. I meant to leave. I'm leaving. I'll be back. As soon as this number reaches 1. Then I'll still be here for like an hour waiting to get in. My apologies, so I gotta go.